Good show.
Steaming.
We all have this. You know it.
Turkey Hill.
Hey, Vario, I hit you up. What's up, J. Von? Hey, Doozy. Vario, I hit you up and told you to call me, man. So we can get this cigar joint together.
Yeah, we're going to get that together.
I want to be a part of the Turkey Hill.
You want a little bit real quick?
Nah, we going to talk about that later. We definitely get to that.
Had to go a little Christmassy up in here, man. Y'all know. Hey. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to Mike's Corner. As y'all see, we got a packed show tonight. It's about to be on. I'm telling y'all that right now. Not now, but right now. First of all, I want to wish everybody, I know Christmas was coming up Monday. Monday. Man. So, first of all, wishing everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, or whatever it is to y'all. Y'all know. Kwanzaa. I don't know, Chinese New Year's, anything, what is that? I don't know.
I don't know about that one.
Oh, we said in D.C. the whole week until I leave for Africa. But I inboxed you though, Vario. I told you we needed to get the party bus together going on and stuff. Man, look. Man, we going to get into it. Man, I left my number in your inbox.
Yeah, we moving the shake.
You know what I'm saying? But, again, like I said, Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to Mike's Corner, man. We got a packed show tonight, man. We got a real deep conversation going on that we had earlier throughout the day. Y'all know what's going on. So, what it is, hey, Salam, we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about sexual allegations that's been going around. Like, it's just like the norm every single day is somebody. Every day. Not every day, but every day. And also, what we're going to do, matter of fact, let me introduce everybody first. Y'all know I got, the regulars. You know, you got Will right here. Got my main man, Skull One Time in the building. Y'all know we got Moses Way in the building. You know what I'm saying? Leave it at that. And then I got my friend, my brother, man, my advisor. Even though I'm older than him, we still advise me a lot on stuff, man. Really, Vario? Did you just put your whole phone number on it?
The whole thing on there.
But like I said, my friend, my brother, my advisor, my borderline mentor, man. Sometimes I need to talk. Man, we sit out there, joint, man, in the cold garage and fire stogie up, man, and
let's talk about it.
We talk about an event. And what's up, Marcus? And then he's also an officer of the law. My man, Deshaun Harvell, gotta bring him in because we can't talk about certain things that we don't know. And a lot of people see stuff on the news and we quick to jump to conclusions about what's shown. And a lot of times what we do is we just make our own conclusions. And all the time, it's always not the right answer to make our own conclusions because we don't know what certain situations that lead up to facts. We don't know what certain situations that we could have did better to prevent a situation. But we're going to get into that as well. I wanted to start off again, like I said, with these sexual allegations from Congress. We're going to start off with Congress. First of all, the biggest sexual allegation that came out was when? I would say before it really hit the fan, a long time ago.
Before Bill Cosby?
Before the Cosby joint.
Yeah, that was the new.
No, before that joint, like way back. It was the Anita Hill.
Yeah.
So now she's been appointed the head of the situation.
Seriously?
Yeah. Isn't that ironic? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they appointed Anita Hill, the head of, like, all these complaints and all that. She will be the face of it now.
So, is she the head? No. It's somebody else the head of this Me Too movement. That's what they're calling it. The Me Too
hashtag Me Too.
Yeah.
That lady had went on 2 shows on the same day. I actually sent that to
you sent it to the Me Too.
I'm like, I said, really?
And what is the Me Too? What's the Me Too movement, though?
It means everybody can come out now. It's like everybody jump board.
Oh, yeah.
He felt like you've ever been wrong in the last 20 years. Go ahead, come on out. You're protected. We're all together. We're gonna march on this movement and say, hey, if you ever felt like you've been wrongly abused or verbally, sexually, anything, come on out, say something.
Physically, all that. Yeah,
there's no statutes of limitation on this.
Wow.
Yeah,
which is unbelievable.
You know one thing that bothers me about the whole thing?
What's that?
You trying to be sensitive to the fact that no woman should have to be in a position where she is worried about somebody sexually harassing her on the job. Okay. But the part that bothers me is supposedly some of these guys have reputations for doing that. Right?
Okay.
So let's just say, take the guy, was it Weinstein? He has a reputation in Hollywood
for being that guy.
I
mean, his reputation was so bad that when they got the company together, it was a clause in his contract that all the allegations that you may receive, you got to pay him out your money.
Yeah, you got to pay him out your
money. So they already knew.
But look what I'm saying. So I got a reputation for woman A, woman B, woman C, woman D. Now I get the woman E. Right. I'm not going in your hotel room. I know how you rock. You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly how you rock.
So I don't understand how. I mean, I'm trying to be sensitive to the fact, but if this guy got a reputation for that, how do these other women? They say, yeah, we was in a hotel room and he pulled out his jank. Why you even in a hotel room with this dude?
Right.
You know how he go.
After hours.
I mean,
that's the part that I can't get. I don't understand.
I understand your logic because it's kind of like coming from the profession that I'm in. These are questions that we ask.
Okay.
So if you have what's called prior knowledge of a person's actions, or what they do, or what they may be alleged of, so we question your motives sometimes as to why you might possibly put yourself in that position.
Okay.
Now, like you said, and being sensitive to all of the victims in this case, we don't know. Some people, as much as we may hate to believe it, for the majority of us in this panel right now, we are what I would call street savvy individuals. Mm-hmm. So what may appear to be common sense for us, some individuals is not common sense. When you have a person who is very driven in their career goals, you understand what I'm saying? They're very driven in their career goals, and this individual can make or break their career aspirations. Mm-hmm. So, to them, what is all of that? They just that. Allegations.
I got you.
You see what I'm saying? They allegate. Well, yeah, I hear people say that.
From the accuser or the person that...
Just in a general circle, like I said, because we talking about in a general circle of Hollywood. But yeah, I hear all that, I hear that. But for me, I'm going to become an actor, and this is what I want, and I'm not worried about that because I know how to handle myself. Yeah. That might be their mindset. Yeah, going in.
So I'll go in that hotel room and I won't feel...
Right.
It can't happen to me.
Right, but here's my thing. All these allegations of these different women that are coming out. If you've heard the stories of how this individual has been in the past, what makes your story so different? If you already knew, why even put yourself in that position?
But that's what I'm saying. So for some people, they believe, the whole it can't happen to me. I see that on an everyday basis. But you have to understand. That that's a normal response. Mm. And I give it to you I present it in a different manner. Mike Reed, you grew up in the Southeast, right?
Yep.
You lived in the Southeast all your life.
Yep.
Some of the worst parts.
Yep.
People got killed, right?
Yes.
On a daily basis.
On a daily basis. Right in front of me a couple of times.
Right in front of you. But every day you left out your house, what was your mindset?
Oh, good.
It ain't gonna happen to me. I'm good.
Because I don't get into all that.
Yeah. That's
a normal thing. You see what I'm saying? That's a normal mindset. So you have to take that same mindset over into Hollywood and into their career field. They hear allegations all the time. There's all types of allegations.
And hold up. Bernard says, "What's up, Bernard?" He says, "My question is, how many of these allegations are true? No disrespect, but now everybody want to jump on the train." What's up, Dorsey?
It gets watered down.
Marcus said, "Yeah, they got Mike Tyson and Tupac. Don't forget about that." Vince said it makes it bad for women who actually get abused when ladies, go up there. What's up, Kels? What's up, Mark? He said I need a fourth shirt. Hey, Miss Nancy, my old boss. This shirt right here is my son's AAU basketball team down in Virginia. That's why I say it's Hooptown, VA. So, but the Mike's Corner shirt, Dorsey, I got you. But what I wanted to say in response to that, we said about the what he said earlier about, like Mark said about Mike Tyson and Tupac. Like Mike Tyson went through the sexual allegations. We already knew, like Sco and Mo just said earlier, like, why you coming to my room this time of night? Y'all know what Mike was about.
Right.
And my thing is,
why you put yourself in that position?
Yeah, after that fact, Mike started having sex with women, but he started making them sign a paper. Like, hey, it was crazy. Like, you almost got to sign a contract. Like, this, you're a consenting contract. And like, right, it happened to Pop because we all know the story behind that. She got mad. The dude set him up. Y'all seen the movie, but that's pretty much how it was anyway. But like Sean said, when it gets to Hollywood, it's a more powerful thing. And I'm not mixing one situation with another situation. I'm talking about the initial situation of Michael Jackson. When the first allegations came out, was the first kid that they say he allegedly molested. His handlers was like, hey, let's just go ahead and get in front of this. Let's go ahead, pay him off, get it out the way. Because where you at in your career, you about to do something nobody has ever done.
Right.
So
we don't need that.
We don't need that.
So let's just get it out the way.
And what it is, they didn't realize that they cracked the door open. And that, again, as we see now, the Me Too movement.
Right.
The Me Too movement.
To me, it's like how the president of the United States say sometimes we in a situation where a hostage situation. We don't negotiate with hostages. We don't negotiate with terrorists. The minute you start doing that, and you kind of open up the door.
Yeah.
You open up Pandora's box.
Yeah, because you don't shut the door all the way. When you do that, you might think you shutting the door. You leaving that joint cracked.
And that's how I feel. If you accuse me of something, I really don't care about the publicity.
Right.
I'm not paying you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I know I ain't doing it. I mean, I'm not paying you because to me, once you pay this person,
they all come.
Then that's when you open up everybody coming out the woods.
And
you know what I'm
I don't know
saying?
if y'all knew this, but you know in Congress that they had it where if they got accused of sexual assault or something like that in Congress, I can pay you off, but then I write it off as a tax, as a tax write off, without you going public.
Let's just put it this way.
Yeah, it's a tax write off. Like I could sexually abuse someone, and Big Rob, what's up, Rob? Rob say what's up, Mo?
Whoa.
Big Rob Lee.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's actually a tax write off. So you can honestly, it's like, is that a double-edged sword? Like I may need to sexually assault you so I can get another tax write off.
Right, I can get this money back.
I can get this tax write off.
Well, let me say this.
Miss McGee, Deborah McGee said, "Hi, Sean. You still my son."
How you doing, Miss? Yeah, I know.
So that's like
I'm gonna say this though. So you got to remember though that there's a very thin line between an allegation and a crime.
Yeah.
And then with the victim, there's two paths to choose.
Meaning,
do you want to choose the crime, going after the sexual crime itself, or do you want to go civilly after the person? Because it's going to be it's because of how it's handled. So the criminal aspect of it is what they state is when you decide to go that route, you live that crime over and over again. And then you have to prove, you have to have evidence to prove that. Whereas with the civil aspect of it, if you are somebody like Roy Moore, or a congressman or a senator, or somebody that's in entertainment, celebrity, you don't want that negative publicity. It's not about the money. So, for instance, it may cost you $25,000 for this trial, the whole situation.
I just think
what's $25,000 to $150,000 endorsement contract that you may lose by going public with this? You know what I'm saying? So you got to weigh the odds. 150,000, 25,000, and with this 25,000, we could sign a clause, a contract. You can't speak about it.
Yeah.
Can't talk about how much you paid. Can't talk about this, that, and other. I never accept any guilt. I just.
Well, that's entrapment, isn't it? Isn't that something like entrapment?
No, why would it be entrapment?
No, what he's saying is, like, say, where's you score, you're an athlete, right? And somebody accuse you.
Okay.
But I'm your manager, right? So I'm basically telling you, I'm your agent. I'm telling you what's best for the situation. Look, Skull, we gonna give her this $25,000 because it's gonna make her shut up. Because we can't afford to lose this $150,000 contract on this side of the
I
table.
understand that. But let me give you the other aspect of that. There's no statute of limitation on this. So she come out.
No, it is. On rape, on sexual allegations, in certain states.
Well, see, that's what divided states of America. And we already talked about
Right,
that.
but I know what you're thinking. You're thinking is just drag it out.
You're trying to find loopholes in something.
No.
If a woman feels violated, fellas, there should be nothing stopping her from coming out and saying, hey, this is what this guy did to me. He needs to go down for this. Don't throw no $20,000 towards me to shut me up. No, he violated me.
But that's your thought process. We talking about some women that was cool with it until, like Mo said earlier, woman A, woman B, woman C, woman D is all cool with it. Hold up.
Then there was no violation committed.
Dorsey said this is the new women's liberation movement.
Because you took money for it, now you want to shut up about it?
Power move for
You
women.
want hurt.
Vince says it's all about the money. Like Mo said, if I didn't do it, I will sue her for lying. Dorsey say Caucasian women especially. But now I say, how about the lady that just accused the NFL Network staff? It's really weird. All them dudes was texting the same lady about the same stuff, making it seem like she might have had something going on with one of them, and they all tried their hand. Yeah, but now it's the hush call.
Just like the lady that messed up Rick Pitino and because they came out with it.
And Becky said she agreed with it. She just said the same thing. Vince said that's what the ladies are banking on, the hush money. And that's what they want. They want that hush money. Tisha Gant said, hey, Shay Sean.
That right there is blackmail, am I right?
But no, it is. But no, it is. And it's like you. Honestly, it's like
you give me this much I'm telling everything.
Listen to what you just said. First off, we all
get shot. Hey, Tote. What's up, Lonnie?
You always.
Hey, Nicole. What's up, Delana?
The script. You always. I don't
Uncle
care
Left.
what it is. You always got to flip the script.
What's up, Darren?
You can't say it's blackmail because once again, you have free will just like she does.
What's up, Ronnie? What's up, Turtle?
That's what a lot of these people who make these allegations understand something.
What's up, JR?
Know who you are
and
know your worth. We say it about ourselves as regular individuals every day. Same thing goes to these athletes, these celebrities. Know your worth.
Yeah.
Okay? You LeBron James. Guess what you can't do?
I know.
You can't go just grab any woman and take her to the hotel. I don't care about your handlers. I don't care about the NBA. I don't care about all. You can't just go grab anybody and do what you want. You know
or go on somebody's inbox.
You know who's a prime example of that? And I love him to death, Kobe Bryant. He did it. He ain't think nothing of it till what? She made the allegation. And guess what? Guess what was 2020 to him? Hindsight. Because he made the statement that, hey, I should have just paid it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So you can't say it's blackmail. No, it's not blackmail.
You should see that stuff coming.
Right, but you got to know who you're dealing with. You got to understand that,
What you got to lose.
My worth versus this situation, because it's gonna happen. Like for them, it's gonna happen. You take the Tupac, you take the Mike Tyson, you take any celebrity you want to name, the Kobe Bryant, you take any of them.
They came right out against them.
Then you got to look at them as well and say, what were you thinking?
Right.
Yeah.
Nancy, who's watching this all the way from Florida, my old boss, she said it's a great topic. She said it's driving me crazy. And she's a woman. She said, but 40 years is way too long to come forward, in my opinion.
Exactly.
And
no way.
And let's say all right, let me say Nelly. Like Nelly was accused of rape a couple months ago by a young lady on a tour bus. Of course, now finally charges got dropped. So Nelly didn't just let it go away. So now he's filed charges against her.
So it was only 2 people on the tour bus?
I want to
He filed charges against her. Now she has the opportunity. Not opportunity. She has a chance to be. She's facing 5 to 10 years in jail for false allegations.
Nelly's mentality was, I didn't do this. I'm gonna counter sue you. I'm gonna fight back.
Now he only wants to. He just want to press charges.
Okay, so I'm gonna retaliate. Okay, you said something earlier about people getting murdered, and his mentality was it won't happen to me.
Right.
Okay. Then now you talk about the criminal aspect, the civil aspect.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about the mentality, the mindset of a person that done went through this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You know, let's say it did happen. Let's play devil's advocate.
And what? And all these allegations?
And say you accused Weinstein accused the chick. I mean, the chick accused Weinstein, and it really did happen.
Right.
What is your mentality? How do you want to retaliate? How do you want revenge? And how fast do you want it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So for me, that becomes the major thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm pretty sure in your business, you said somebody's raped, there's some kind of interview process you go through.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? How does a rape victim act? You know what I'm saying? They might take showers, they might do all that, and that might help you in terms.
Like Tisha said.
But
Tisha
some of these
Gann,
women are going on like business as usual.
Tisha Gann said, like Travis Smiley, he fighting back as well.
Right.
Drew said, "Hey Mo, what it do? What's up, fellas?"
So my question to you is,
Drew, I need to see you, baby.
are we in a world of where now everything's changed to not innocent until proven guilty, but guilty?
You gonna really ask him that though?
I'm asking.
Well,
Because I'm showing you in your daily job, people
can't
can
look
call
at it
you
that
and say,
way.
"Hey, I see a guy breaking the house. Y'all gotta go." There's no, "Oh, are you sure?" Ain't no asking questions. You gotta go on the accusation period.
You can't ask
First
him.
off,
Are you looking at that? Because I mean, he's biased when you make up in the
Asking him a
morning.
direct question about that.
but let me answer 2-part question. One, in regards to are you guilty until proven innocent? By a court of law, no. Public opinion, that's something nobody
And
can
public
determine.
opinion is winning these days.
What's up, Terry
And
Bennett?
now public
Man.
opinion is way above.
Terry Bennett, shout out to
Seem
you.
like.
Now,
What's up, Terry?
as far as what we have to do, if you call in and you make any allegation, by law, we still have questions that we need to ask. If you call in and you say, there's a man out here, he's selling drugs. No, we're not just going to run up to that guy, start roughing him up, and all. It doesn't work like that. First off, the first thing is you don't even talk to a police officer. See, a lot of people don't know that.
Use a domestic situation as an example.
No, listen. First off, whenever you dial 911, what a lot of people may not understand, the first person you talk to is not a police
It's
officer.
the dispatcher.
It's a call taker.
Right.
It's not even a dispatcher. It's a call taker.
Okay.
Okay? So you giving them information. That information is then
Passed
relayed to a dispatcher. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
After that information is relayed to the dispatcher then finds a unit and relays that information to a unit.
Pause right there real quick.
Hold up. Mike, what's up, Mike? King Leon. He said, rich people think they can get away with anything. That time of life is gone now. Nobody can get away with it anymore. And Dave Washington said, so is anybody going to jail for the allegations? Teacher say, school them, Harvey. And Vince say, for black men, are we always guilty first? The system hates us.
Oh, yeah, they trying to get rid of us as a whole. But anyway. Wow. How does it change? They are. In between
he's
the
caught
call
in that
taker
system.
to the dispatcher to whoever. How many times has that story kind of changed a little bit?
Who knows? It's your interpretation of the information you get.
Yeah, but that's where stuff can get misconstrued. So, like, as I just asked you, if you show up at a house with a domestic incident, I'm bruised up, she bruised up. He hit me first. No, she hit me first.
Show up at your house.
What are you going to do?
What if they show up at your house? Like show up at school house? Like, what would happen?
Well, first off, let me just say something. So.
But you wait a minute, but you don't know scope. But you don't know scope. Let me say that first. Because you be like,
your discretion.
because you be like, scope. What the hell are you doing?
Let me explain.
Come on,
and I'm gonna say this.
Get over.
First, let me put the disclaimer out there, okay?
Okay.
these opinions are mine and not of any police department. Let me just go this route with it.
Oh, that was good work right there. Good
Let me
work.
explain something how this is supposed to work. How it's supposed to work is if I respond to that scene and I got 2 individuals involved in a domestic violence assault and you have bruises and the female had bruises, what I'm supposed to do, have another officer on the scene, separate both parties, interview both parties, make a determination who was the aggressor.
Okay.
And then conclude from there. That's what.
So y'all use your own judgment.
That's
like
what's supposed to happen.
So basically, y'all put y'all 2 stories together. What she said, what he said.
Well, no. It's not my discretion. It's based off of the information that's given to me.
Okay.
It's not my discretion. It's the information that's given to me.
Okay.
I have to make a determination based on the information provided and the evidence that appears to me. For instance, if I go to Scholes,
I ain't see yours, Marcus. Send it again, Marcus. I ain't see it.
I go to Scholes' house, and Scholes' girlfriend, wife, fiance, whatever, is 5'2", 115 pounds, right? And I walk through the door. Sko got scratches and marks and bruises on his face. I look at Sko's arms, and I'm seeing scratches and all of that on Sko's arms. And then I see her, and she's red on the shoulder. And then she said, yeah, he just came here, man. He was upset. He punched me in my face. He slammed me on the ground. And I look at Sko, and Sko just sitting there, and I was like, sir, what happened? Man, I don't talk to the police like that, man. I'm not, listen, I don't want to deal with nothing. I don't got nothing to say. That's, a lot of times that's what we get. Now, I got to put common sense together. I'm looking at Sko. Sko's 6'3", 3-something. If he hit her, she dead. She dead. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And then he got all these scratches. Guess what? Those are defensive marks. You've been fighting him. You've been hitting at him. You've been doing all this and that.
Right.
So, in that situation, and I'm just talking about that scenario I gave you, I can look and say, okay, she probably was the aggressor. Let's find out how this started. Let's really find out how this started. But that's one officer. Some officers gonna walk into that situation
We go straight for the man.
and no, not even just go straight for the man. They're gonna do the same thing I did. They're gonna ask her, and then they're gonna come to you, and they're gonna ask you, and you gonna say, I don't talk to the police. And you know what that officer gonna say? Well, man, what you want to do?
So he going straight to
I want them locked up.
Then what
You know what?
So I'm gonna look at him. I'm gonna say, sir,
And she just put that.
you want to tell me what's going on? I don't talk to the police.
And
So now, guess where you
Vince
just
said
put
the
me
same
at?
thing. Vincent said
Yeah.
that.
Guess where you just put me at?
Put in a position.
I'm gonna lock you up.
Yeah.
You ain't. You're not.
'Cause
You're
you're
not
so free to
calling
defend yourself.
and saying that you were assaulted.
Right.
You don't want to talk to me. She's saying she was assaulted. I have a victim here.
Right.
Gotcha.
I have a victim. Now, if you talk to me and you tell me, listen, I came in. She was arguing. She talked about some girl from 2 years ago. I told her I ain't trying to hear that shit. She started jumping in her face. She was scratching on me. So I just told her, I wasn't trying to hurt her. I just told her, get away from me. I pushed away. She said she'd call the police. So I said, man, I'm not going nowhere. I ain't do nothing, so I ain't get locked up. You know what? Thank you, sir. Man, so what really happened here again? Okay. And you got more to go on.
Right.
Okay.
So that's how it should work. It doesn't always work because, once again, we don't always get the cooperation that we
You all
need.
want, right. Yeah.
That we need. Not that I want.
Right,
I don't
'cause you-
want anything. I want I need cooperation from both parties involved. That's what
So
I
that can
need.
resolve the issue.
Right. But too many times we don't get that. Too many times, you know what guys do? She call the police, they automatically gonna lock me up, and they leave. Who's telling your story?
Now you want to tell the story when you're
Who's telling your
Because-
story?
only because of the bad rep that not all police. It's just the bad rep.
I
that police
understand,
got
but
period.
at
It's like
some-
if I stay here, this is going to end bad for me because
At some point, you got to
the
stand up for yourself.
stereotype is they're going to jump on the man first. That's
Right.
just been since way back in the day.
You know,
We know that, right?
But
They
listen-
call to sit back and cross the arms. I tell them I'm calling police on you. And just because they mad though.
But listen,
And it's like, wow, really?
I've been doing this for 18 years. I've talked to people who's been doing it much longer. What you just said, the stereotype, it goes back for years. So guess what I'm going to tell you? It goes back for years that men walk away. Walk away without
Marcus-
telling their story.
Marcus said, man, in the streets, when they doing in Congress, he said the women, he said They call what they doing in Congress is tricking. That's funny though.
What was that girl that was
Hold up,
disappeared up in Rock Creek Park?
Mike?
Remember that when they found her bones?
Mm-hmm.
This is one of the cases I really believe would happen to her. She was gonna blow the whistle on whoever she was dealing with inside of Congress.
Well,
and they made her disappear.
Nah, you know that story ended a different way.
Yeah, Sandra
Levy.
Let's say that in the court of law, a settlement is a admission of guilt. Mike said in North Carolina, both people going to jail for 72 hours. Yeah. Vince said, I know my brothers that got beat up by that woman and get locked up and kicked out the house. They paid for. He was saying, Mike said that again, and he said that's not right for a cop, to do that. Most men don't like to press charges against women. That's what Bernard said. Derek said, I wouldn't mind joining in on the panel.
Stereotype.
Yeah, with Sandra Lee. What's up, Bracy? Hey, Virgil. But in that situation, like, it's all we do get, like, for me, that even from, like, I've never been in that situation where I had to call the police because it was domestic violence or nothing like that. I always felt as though that men don't speak up enough. Even in, from a domestic violence situation. Oh, it's just something that's child support. Like, people don't speak up enough because people always say, man, like that. I done see them in child support court and be like, man, it's whatever, man. I mean, this and that. Judge say you paying this, and they be like, all right, and like you can't fight it, and that's a lie. Mm-hmm. But a lot of men, if a lot of us black men keep believing that stereotype, men will never get nothing accomplished. Right. He's always gonna be for as though to be the shoulder in the stick. So when the officer come to you, and be like, man, what happened? You be like, man, I ain't talking to the police and all that. Basically, what you telling him is go ahead and lock me up.
Right. Do what you got.
But then when you lock me up, I'm in the car.
You talking?
I'm trying to explain the situation. When you could explain the joint at the house.
Yeah. But it's let me say this. So first of all, you do have to understand that jurisdiction, boundaries. So it's different. What they do in Virginia is different than Maryland. What they do in Maryland is different in D.C. So you have those differences. But hear me out. You have those differences, but you still have to take personal responsibility for how you act in a certain situation. Because guess what?
Hold up, Sean. Bracy, as much as you post from Instagram to Facebook, everybody knows Sean is your partner. So she's gonna look at my partner.
So when I say that, a problem that we have in the black community,
love you, Bracy,
is we would rather listen to a street lawyer than do what we know is right.
Because real quick, when we go to jail, first thing we do, we get dudes in jail like, man, what you in for? Oh, man, you can beat that, man.
First thing.
And they tell you exactly what's going to happen. And what you should say. And it works.
But I'm going to give you a prime example. With some of the statements that Mike just read off. I'm not knocking those dudes. Mm-hmm. I understand they have a personal feeling as to why they feel that way. Mm-hmm. But each situation is different. Right. Because you think you know the whole situation, right, and you think you know your cousin, your brother, your best friend, your whoever. They telling you their side of the story. Right. You don't know the whole situation. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So I say that to
they don't say the part when I smacked her.
Right. And not even that. But they don't tell you the part about when the police came to the location, that they was uncooperative with the police. So they didn't give them the information that they're now giving their brother. Or now giving their
cousin. When Sean comes to the house, and trying to figure out the situation, I'm like, man, this is my house. Man, get off my property. Get away from my house. This is my house. She can get out too, man. Y'all get off my property. Like,
Or let me give you this situation real quick. So the dude say, man, that's my baby mother. I ain't get my baby mother locked up. Man, fuck them. That's some suck ass shit. I wouldn't do that. Mm-hmm. That's what you're saying now. Mm-hmm. Then when you get locked up and the judge smack you over the head and you doing time, you come home, you telling everybody the police messed up. No, the police not messed up.
No. It's because he feel like she not gonna do the same that he would do to her.
Okay, once again, what did I say?
You're right.
Personal responsibility.
Lonnie says right. Men always feel the laws against them. Ben says that's true. We do have to learn how to trust. Ben says two sides. Bernard says no, it's three sides.
It's three sides.
It's three sides. And like with the sexual allegations that's going on, it's just coming out day in and day out. Like, of course, we know about Russell Simmons' first initial thing, and he was
the most
like,
recent one is the Panthers owner.
but not even to him yet. But Russell Simmons came out. The girl came out against Russell, and he was like, I don't remember it going that way. He acknowledged having sex with her.
Right. He said it was consensual.
He said it was consensual, but I remember going over it. But then the other three, so there's 3 more that came out.
Right.
Yeah.
So what Russell did, I don't know if y'all know, he took it a step further.
He took a polygraph.
He took a lie detector test.
He's not the first one.
And he passed the lie detector test, and in turn, he said he's challenging the women to take one.
Yeah.
And they saying no.
Yeah.
But let me ask
one
you
of
a
the guys
question.
from Entourage.
What do y'all think about this though?
Was it?
Why aren't these women being out?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I hate to sound like that because I mean,
You
I
said
know
what?
it's a sensitive subject, but why aren't these women being outed? Like his accuser, I don't know what she looked like. I don't know her name.
The
What's her
first,
name?
it came out. I don't remember her name, but the first one came out.
Right, but,
She
no,
said
but
she
every
did
accusation, if you're an accuser and you stand behind what you did, come out front,
First
come out
off-
and yell it from the mountaintop.
No.
I want to see your
First
face.
off, you gotta
What's going on?
understand something.
What's
I
that?
understand once again, it's going about it. What's being made? Is it an allegation of a crime being committed?
Okay.
Or is it just an allegation of misconduct? There's a difference. Because while you do have the right to face your accuser, they're not going to put a victim's information out in public.
Now, real quick. Now, like he
But
said.
you-
Now, wait a minute. Now, like he just
But
said.
you're going to put the allegation out there on
But like
this
he
man,
said, but no, like now
that we don't know is true or not.
But that goes with what you just said about the Carolina Panther owner. It's sexual misconduct because his one, which is the craziest thing I've ever heard of, like his
they're
thing.
going to quiet it down for the white man.
No, his thing was
won't say
this.
no.
They put all him out. That's why he had to step down. He done stepped down already.
Yeah.
Good.
One of his fetishes. This is the craziest thing ever in life for me though, because I'm not used to this stuff. He would have a woman, like he'd get in the car. He had a woman get in the car, but he said, "I got to put your seatbelt on," because he wants his arm to rub across her breast. Now that's sexual misconduct. So they said that he raped nothing or nobody like that. It's just a lot of sexual misconduct that he's doing. Like he'd tell a woman, like they got one of the days a week they got to wear jeans. So he'd tell a woman turn around and
Pick that pencil up.
twerk. And then another one was he was like tell a woman to shave your leg. Like I don't know what kind of.
Well, they messed up, man. But that's okay. I'm the point I'm
They
making
do,
is
Mike. Mike said they be ugly too.
They be all kinds of craziness. That's what I'm saying.
And they
But
just want money.
my thing is this. But the allegation can come across the screen, and the person that they accused, the accusee, or let's just say, the accusee, is all over the screen, plastered all over the news, and we don't even know if he's guilty or not. It's the same thing with the accuser. Why aren't they plastered all over?
Shut up,
and anyone's
DeVita.
accusing them?
And that's a bad word
Come
too.
on, now,
You can't
think
use
about
that word,
that.
DeVita.
So if I'm innocent, just like Russell Simmons is innocent, but everybody has this picture and painted this picture about this
But you
man,
know, no,
and then
honestly,
he might be innocent.
But you know what? Nobody even really painted a picture about Russell Simmons.
No.
Because it's not even really, nobody,
Yeah.
it's everybody else. Like Russell Simmons, everybody's coming to his defense, like Tyrese. Everybody was like, that's not the man I
Right, but
know.
I'm just talking about people that don't know about him and then they look him up
But
and say, "Wow,
you-
this is a Def Jam."
You gotta understand first
creator.
off,
Like, really?
you have to understand the society that you live in.
You're right, man. See a cold free.
The way things are, the way they're presented. For instance, the young woman who made the allegation, the initial woman that made the allegation about Russell Simmons, her name was printed.
Yeah, and her face.
And her face was printed when she made the allegation. Now, the women after that, they're accusing Russell Simmons of rape. That's a crime. So no, we're not going to plaster their face and name all over.
And why wouldn't they do that?
But it's still an accusation
That's a victim.
until proven.
They're victims. So
That's
a part of.
That's a violent crime.
It's a crime, but that's judicial. So
Still an
we don't
accusation
put
until proven guilty. That's what
But
I'm
listen
saying.
to what I'm saying. I got that. But what I'm saying to you is that skull is handled
Yes,
by
the
law.
Yeah.
That's law. If you want to change that,
It's handled
you need to go to your congressman or whatever and
Give a
change
phone call.
how they do that. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm serious.
I know,
That's
right,
by
right,
law.
but-
So we don't do that. Even if you accuse me right now of beating you up, they're not going to plaster you all over all over the news and
But
the
why
media
should they
and all
shouldn't
that.
plaster you either until this case is settled, correct?
But that's just
It's never
that's
that
just
way.
the way the judicial system works.
Now, let me ask
I
you
feel
this.
like
Because
it's-
what they're gonna say is there's been an allegation of assault made against LaShawn Harvey, whatever the case may be. And
that's defamation of character right there.
And then, but I have what's called due process. I have a right to face my accuser. All of that type of stuff. So then I'll get to know all of that, but that can't be plastered out. And that's just the way our justice system is set up. But once again, it still goes back to, in a lot of cases, personal responsibility. You know, now, let me just jump to the other side for a second and say this. While there's allegations coming out every day for a lot of these guys, I don't feel a whole lot of sympathy because they have, in different instances, used their authority, used their power, used their money, used their influence. So once again, when you go out here and you start doing it to a point that you're comfortable with, doing it to whomever and wherever you want to, this is what you open yourself up to. You open yourself up to something that you did 20 years ago that, guess what? And I'm not going to say any one of their names, but to them it was nothing. I do that every day. I do that all the time. But to that person you did it to, it's the worst thing that ever happened to them in their life, and they never going to forget it.
Well, that's almost, that goes back to the Matt Lauer situation. Those weren't past. Well, they were past, but they were like just recent. I mean, because he had been doing it for so long.
Right.
To where they just got
this
like, hold on.
They even put him on the mic one time, like,
Right.
the sweater, like, what, Mo?
Let's go to this situation.
Hold up, Sco. What you about to say, Mo?
I think you're right, man. I think you got people that got power, that used to abusing their power. I mean, this might seem off the record, but it ain't. I'm telling you what fucked my head up the other day. Pittsburgh Steelers playing the New England Patriots. Ben Roethlisberger.
Oh yeah, he got away with that clean.
Tried to fake the spike, threw the interception.
Right.
Oh, then he outed the coach.
Then they asked him about it, and that nigga lied so smooth. You know what I'm saying? Was like, oh no, coach, I didn't know the clock. I didn't know to do that. You talking about somebody been in that position before? You knew what to do. And I'm talking about the same guy.
Last year.
Ben Roethlisberger has been accused of sexual misconduct.
No.
Rape.
Rape.
And then use hired police to cover it up. So you talking about guys that are used to using their authority to get away with murder.
And then you brought up the Rick Pitino situation.
Because we would never, man, like I'm thinking about this shit Marshall Falk did, where he was sending the girl dildos. I might be a little freaked out, but I'm not sending dildos to somebody that I don't
talks on a regular,
something
like that. Yeah.
Like Warren Sapp, they said Warren Sapp did for 3 years in a row. If you had a problem with the first year, you would have said something. But you brought up the Rick Pitino situation that the girl tried out. Rick Pitino was totally wrong.
Because he knew. Just because he knew.
You talking about what you talking about with Rick Pitino did a lot of stuff.
Well, with the knowing the lady said that he said he didn't know about the scouts putting them in
now I'm glad that so you think he didn't know?
I'm not saying that.
So what you said?
I'm saying how she came out and just put that Kentucky on, not Kentucky. What was that? Louisville on blast like that.
I mean, that was her prerogative, though.
But she had already got paid to do a job. What was her purpose of doing that? To extort more money, or what was her purpose? Because was she violated?
But again, like no, that go back to what Sean said. Like sometimes
was she violated?
And sometimes what happened to her, it probably
more money. Though.
It probably was, but at the same time, when you again, me too. When you start seeing stuff coming out, that probably the worst thing that ever happened to her in her life.
To the girl in Louisville,
it might have been. No, you don't know.
No, something like that. I would see with the Duke lacrosse team. What happened to that girl was just wrong. What she accused them of.
Oh, she was wrong.
Yeah, but
she was wrong because she lied.
Right. But there's probably girls that go through something like that all the time in different universities, but you would never hear about it because it's like, what can I do? You know, so they make it bad for the ones that are real victims.
But that goes.
That's why
like,
it's like, wow, what are we dealing with here?
That's why we interviewed.
But that for me, it's almost like a never ending circle.
Yeah.
Because where do you start giving the benefit of doubt to the
What's up, BJ?
And where do you start giving the benefit of doubt to the assailant? I mean, because
That's a
thin
hard.
line.
It's
That's
a
hard.
very
That's a hard
because think
line
about this.
every
Think
day,
about
though,
this.
Sean.
So we have
For you to go through these
right.
people every day, like not saying that you do every day, but that's a hard line. That's a hard pill that you got because the situation you literally have to. It's almost like football. Because if I go through this domestic violence with this person right here, this call, okay, and it's the man's fault or whatever, or the woman's fault, whatever, and I get another call, I gotta literally erase it out of my mind and go right back
another situation
with an open
That's
mind
simple.
again.
Yeah.
And it's so you have to understand something. The biggest part of our job is trying to remain objective every given time.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's say what David said. David said if you have money, you think that you can do you can't do nothing wrong. Les says, well, when you're wealthy, the statute of limitation never expires. Hashtag celebrities and athletes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right.
When you're wealthy, just
Right.
because you got pockets.
Right.
Wow.
But that's what I'm saying to you.
Wow.
You have to look at it from a different situation. You're saying what are people motivations?
Motivation, yeah. What's
but
motivation by coming out saying these things?
But then you have to think about
money.
how long that's stewed in their head. Then you just said something. Something you said. They're thinking, who's gonna believe me?
Okay.
This is, and I hate to use his name, but this is Rick Pitino.
Mm-hmm.
He's a legend. He's a Hall of Famer.
He ain't do that.
He's all that, right?
Right.
And I'm somebody that grew up on the other side of the tracks, and I already got a criminal record. So hold. So who's gonna take my case against Rick Pitino and prove that he did some criminal things? Who's gonna do that? Because not only does he have his money, he has the school's money, he has lawyers, the school's money.
And he run Louisville.
Right.
Yeah.
So guess what? So I can't get any closure to the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Criminally, I can't. It's just not gonna work. But then I get some lawyer who says, well, criminally, we probably can't get the outcome that you want. But you know what? If we make enough noise,
We can
get you some money.
Now this is a good comment, Chico. What's up, Chico? He said, what's up, fellas? He said, what about men who are sexually disrespected? My opinion is everyone can be charged with some type of sexual misconduct, male or female, by just the way you just, look at the opposite sex. You just have to be very careful and mindful of your interactions with one another to hopefully avoid any allegations. And that goes to say, and you're right, Chico, because when all the Weinstein joint came out, act like Terry Crews came out and said that, he was touched, and everybody laughed at it.
Right.
Like, man, big ass wasn't touched. Like, man, get out of here with that.
Right there. That's whack. You see what I'm saying?
It's wrong to do that. Right.
Because guess what? Because
somebody named Noble Ernesto Ville saying Big Bro Harville was good.
Yeah, what's up, Flip? What's up, baby? But once again,
right?
Because of what? Pride. Because of ego.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because guess what? If a woman, and let's keep it all the way, as they say, all the way 100.
Yeah.
If a woman on a scale of 1 to 10, you consider her a 12, and she come by and grab you by your package, who you gonna tell?
No, I'm telling everybody. Hey, Mike, man, she grabbed this joint.
No, you are.
No, you are.
You are.
But
we're not telling her. We're telling our circle.
But when it comes,
telling our circle, we know what you say.
When it comes to you feeling violated, you alerting your officials, you calling the police, are you gonna do that?
No, because you're gonna be looked at as less of a man.
Right. Because
especially on your peers.
What's the stereotype? If you do that, then people gonna start making allegations. What's wrong with him?
Because what's gonna happen is, if you talk if you say this girl touched me, you be like, who? And you be like, here she go right. You be like, she touched me. Man, no stupid man, I hit that.
Now take this in consideration. The same way, if a beautiful woman did that to you, and you went out and you said something about it, and you know how everybody gonna treat you, they're gonna look at you, they're gonna call you all the time, they're gonna say all that. Flip the script. Flip it with a woman.
Yeah.
Oh, she's snitching.
And no, flip the script with a woman and a dude like a Rick Pitino or Marshall Falk does the same thing to her.
Touch you.
That's how she feels.
Safe for you, right?
No, but guess what? Because when she say that, they're gonna be like, "Girl, he got all that money. Why you ain't?"
But question is,
and so they feel that way. So that's you got to understand.
But does the man in that situation have a case?
But now, as an officer, you have to always have an open mind in all situations.
You have to be objective.
Mario say Lee Daniels doing the same shit. He said,
sure
if a girl do that, he said, if a girl do that, you gonna tell her, do it again. And Marcus said, yeah, because if you tell, they gonna think you gay.
But either way, does the man have a case? Say he don't care about peer pressure or what people say.
Yeah, but,
does he
but
have
again,
a case?
but you got to understand something, Scott. He has a case, but how far are you willing to run that mile? Are you willing to run that full mile?
If it's something that
And if you upcoming and they like, she smashed you off with 100,000.
Yeah.
And you just need that 100,000.
I got a question.
And hold up, Darren says really interested that 2 women were accused this week and one dropped out of political race and one heard very little about them. That's like with the 45 accusations. Where them women at?
Well, guess what?
Like they ain't even talking about that. They talking about everybody else.
He's too powerful.
What you got? What question you got,
Mo?
Hey, Sean, check this out. He talking about, I want to see. I'm accused of something.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So just like we talk about the victim rights,
Mm-hmm.
I also got rights as the accuser, the person that's being
The
accused.
accusee, yeah.
Accusee. This hypothetically say I'm in the workplace.
Right.
Like the principal from Baloo just got removed. She got reassigned while we do this investigation.
Right.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So we're doing investigations on your sexual misconduct.
Okay.
Right? We want to protect the rights of the victim.
Mm-hmm.
But by letting some of the information that's being investigated sometimes go out, right?
You want to get what?
Some of the information from the case
It's being
is
leaked
out.
It's being leaked.
Okay.
Now it's almost like a poison tree to me. You know what I'm saying? Like the person that's being accused, are they really getting a fair trial? Especially in
Not in the court of
public opinion.
Now,
So now let's just say
They
you
believe in a bad life.
accuse me of all this.
Right.
Now everybody knows I'm removed from my workspace.
Right.
Everybody knows why I'm removed from my workspace. I don't know how that happens, but they removed, now come back. It didn't happen.
Right.
You some bitches owe me an apology.
Right.
But
Public apology.
my assassination has been already.
Your character
My character's already been
assassinated.
assassinated.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Joe,
That's what I don't think is fair.
So the reality is,
Like I appreciate you removing me because you got to do that. You got to go through the investigation
right.
process.
The reality is that it's, and I'm gonna say this straightforward.
Right.
It's so the reality is you've been accused of something and information has been leaked. Depending on your approach as to how you want to clear your name, how much time you're willing to put into clearing your name.
Do you want to run that full mile?
And everything that goes along with clearing your name, that's going to be based upon you. Now, in certain situations, it does not matter if your innocence is proved. The allegation alone is going to
killed you, basically.
It's going to characteristically kill you. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? Just the allegation alone. Then that falls back to you have to make it. You have to say to yourself, what, if anything, did I do to put me in this situation for somebody to even make that allegation? Right. You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't understand that. Understand this. You don't walk down the street and a girl walk past you, get on her phone, dial 911 and say, this man just raped me. It doesn't happen. That does not happen.
We're not going to say it don't ever happen.
No. Listen to what I'm telling you. It doesn't
Everything's
happen.
possible.
No, I didn't say what was possible. I said it does not happen.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
However, when you've been working with somebody for a year, and you're inviting them in your office, and you saying little slick things to them, and you flirt, you say little undertones, And then a year later, she decide, you know what? I'm going to tell them he did this. And there's 5 other women in that office that you do that to.
Okay, so...
Hold on, listen what I'm saying. But listen what I'm saying. Hold on what I'm saying. There's 5 other women in that office you do it to. You never committed a crime. You never touched them. You never did any of that. But it's 6 women down there can say, yeah, he do say little stuff to me under his breath when ain't nobody
But
here.
isn't that all how you take it? Because me personally...
No, it ain't.
Let me tell you what I'm guilty of. I say, hey, baby. Hey, honey, how you doing? You know, that's how
Okay.
how I talk.
All right.
Okay?
Right.
So now all of a sudden I'm being accused of something that...
Once
There's
again.
nothing meant by it.
But once again.
That's
but hold on. But what did I
Now
say?
what?
What did I say though? You put yourself in the position. Guess what? You work with these women.
Mm-hmm.
Are they your sisters? Are they your cousins?
Is that your
Okay.
baby?
Your babies?
So guess what? You shouldn't refer to them as baby. You shouldn't refer to them as honey.
That's...
No. See, you got
That's
stuff
like me.
that.
Now-
You
now-
want to say.
So now you want to white collar everything. I understand
No,
what you're saying.
you can call it what you want to call it.
I know, right. I
But
understand.
listen to what
You
I'm
gotta
saying.
watch what you're saying
Listen what I'm
just
saying.
because.
You, because you refer to them as baby and honey, you put yourself in that position.
And that's like when I come into
Okay,
people.
maybe.
I come into people every day, women all the time. I don't never say, "Hey, baby."
Can't say
I don't.
right.
I don't say, no, I say.
Right.
I would say
In the workplace, right.
I would say like, "Hey, love," or "Good morning," and that's leave it there. Like, "Hey, have a good day, love," or whatever. Never use the word baby or nothing that can be.
But even love.
Even love can be
No, it could be.
misused. But we
It
know
could
you don't
be.
because we know you don't mean nothing about it.
Joe said
That's the bad thing about this.
Joe said, I think some women entertain the flirting, but when it gets out of hand or gets out of control or something goes left, then they want to cry harassment. Vince said the media takes the information around with it. Bracy said it was a recent case of sexual abuse at the Exxon on New York Avenue last year when the male was violated by 2 females. The pushback that this guy received was horrific. The good thing is I believe the abusers were apprehended.
Yeah, they were.
Darren said your name eventually will be cleared in public opinion. It happens. Tisha Gann says the media does their research. They obtain public documents with minimal information, but the public information states that just enough to justify the charge. The media then goes out and interview people from the area, school, etc. So that's how the info usually gets out there on the alleged suspect. Vince say that goes back to why famous people just pay the ladies money to make it go away.
Yeah.
I used to say, okay, fellas, be honest. Have any of you guys on the panel ever been harassed by a female, either by inappropriate talking or touching or unwanted gestures? And did you report it or just tell your friends about it?
Right.
She said, Tisha said, when y'all answer that, stay professional. Say when you do it.
I got growth.
And then
in the house.
Marcus said, why would you believe them if they came out a year later? Now, I'm quite sure everybody been in the position. And
Like, okay, so
hold on, look, you gotta answer the question.
I answered it in
Okay.
the strip club. You standing there minding business with your drink.
That's your question?
You just listening to
That's
me.
your answer?
I'm asking.
No, she asked us.
No,
she
she's
said,
asking.
be
Oh, it's
honest.
happened to me. I'm telling you.
No.
Okay, what happened?
She came over. She grabbed my junk, turned around,
Where
started
were
asking
you?
on me. I don't care where I was. That's against the law.
No, where are you?
They're supposed to come to you at
Where were you?
strip club. Okay, but Mike, listen.
No.
They're supposed to come to you and ask you. No, they see, this is what I'm talking about. You all laughing,
Okay.
but she's still supposed to come ask you.
You
Would
in
you like it out
that-
there?
in that
She can't just
situation.
grab you. What situation?
That's like me telling you.
I'm in there, I
No,
don't mean
that's
nothing.
like me
Oh,
saying.
what?
That's
Tell
like me
him,
getting mad if I'm in a shooting
Tell him,
and
Sean.
I get mad because I got shot.
Tell him, Sean. No, you in the wrong place at the wrong time. Until you sit on your porch. and
No,
get
if
shot.
I'm shooting, I'm in a shootout and I get shot, so I'm
Let me say
mad.
this. But let me say this.
No.
Let me say this, Sco. The question that she's asking
What?
and the answer you just give, you're basically making her point. You went to a strip club.
Right.
So that makes it.
Listen, no,
Okay,
stop. Listen, you went to a strip club.
Mm-hmm.
A woman in the strip club. She's a worker, right?
Yes.
She walked up to you and she groped you, right?
Right.
Did you want her to grope?
No.
Okay.
Hold up.
Hold on.
He paused.
Wait a minute.
No.
He paused.
He paused. Don't worry about that.
No.
Listen.
No,
You do that?
Listen.
You about to give me that? No, give me that. But you about to give me the other thing first.
Nah, I looked at. But my thing is, she did that. You didn't like it.
So did you report it?
What did you do?
Well, I'm standing with my boys, so of course, like I'm sitting here with y'all. I'm standing there, I'm like,
Okay. But
You know.
what did you do?
Nothing.
I told him, nah,
Who did you report it to?
I kept it to myself.
Who did you report it to?
I kept it to myself.
Okay,
I reported it to myself.
So how
Can
long
you just
ago was
say
that?
no? Just say point taken.
Yeah.
That's the point being made. Scope, it happened to you. You could have reported.
But I'm
Yeah,
asking-
no,
you're
listen.
right, you're right.
You could have went to the police. You could have told them I was in a professional establishment in an environment where I was comfortable at, and a woman that I did not give her any reason to think that's what I wanted. She walked up to me and groped me.
That's the law
And you
talking.
didn't- And you didn't
Right.
listen.
I just
You
want to
didn't
know if I
report
had the
it.
right to do something.
Yes, you do.
I used to say
Because he just
exactly.
trying to say, look where you were. No, you can't tell nobody that. Look where they
I'm
were.
just saying that's
But you didn't
But I'm saying for
report it.
me, like if I'm in a, first of all, I don't do strip clubs. But for me, if I'm in a strip club, most of the time I'm in there probably to look at breasts
Look,
or butt,
keyword look.
and probably most likely touch.
TNA.
Yeah, and if they touch on me,
Some places
I'm
you can't touch.
Am
Am I right or wrong?
I'm just saying. Vince says as a
Some of
supervisor,
my
I
rules.
train my technicians to not look at the lady no more than 5 seconds. We call it the 5-second rule.
Like, no,
And
but
Darren said, Scope, just wait 20 years and be like ladies and then tell about it.
I was going to say, how long ago was it?
Just
Yeah,
hope-
it's about time to
just
go
hope
ahead
she
and
had
let
some
them
money
know.
by it.
About 13 years ago. She probably had money that night.
Mo, and I know, have you been in a position where that you was sexually assaulted or possibly sexually assaulted?
Those that know me, I encourage that.
I like your answer, Mo.
I encourage it.
You
But
curse.
But now,
You
listen, but on a serious
His thoughts and ideas are not
No,
warranted or
it's not that. But
No.
on a serious note, what you do have to understand is
what's up, Pratt?
there is a double standard in society. If you
Nasty.
listen, if you don't want to accept that,
Hold up, Sean.
I do
to
know.
another
I
person.
do know it.
Marcus, I'm not trying to be funny, but the police would be laughing at the dude. Is that true?
Yes.
Yeah,
I just said that's why I just said
Oh.
it's a double standard in society.
That's what he said. Did I
Listen,
record it?
I'm a 44-year-old man.
That's what Marcus said. He
Yeah,
said he's trying to be funny, but the police would be laughing at the dude.
I'm a 44-year-old man.
Huh?
Over Marcus.
If I get a call for sexual assault
At a strip club.
at the penthouse,
Right.
and I pull up to the penthouse and I walk in, guess what I'm thinking? One of these dudes done pushed the girl in the bathroom and
Right.
did something to her.
Yeah.
When I get in there
And you
and
see
I
me.
got
What's
Mo,
up, Gideon?
I got Mo standing there saying, "Hey, this girl grabbed me on my penis, man, and I don't
I don't
appreciate that."
appreciate it. Right.
My initial reaction
See,
in my
you doing that,
head.
bro. You gotta be
In
professional.
my head.
You gotta be
No. Now, I'm gonna tell you, and my partner is on this. She'll tell you, I will not laugh in your face.
Oh.
That's
Oh,
me.
you will- I know.
That's me. I won't laugh in your
Oh, I
face.
know you
But
will.
in my
Yeah.
mind,
In your
I'm
mind,
gonna be
right.
like this.
This nigga really
Just call me. That's what I'm saying in my head. I'm like, man, he
No, on a
must be
serious
on
note,
something.
like you said.
That's the sad thing
No,
about it,
because,
though.
no, but that's reality.
It
That's the
is.
reality.
It is.
Now, guess what's the first question I'm gonna say to him? So let's step outside because in this environment, I don't know if you want everybody to hear this.
Mhm.
And we talk out here. Okay. You want to give me some information and tell me exactly what happened? And that's going to tell me right then and there how he responds to that. That's going to determine how serious he is about this. Because that's the part about our job that a lot of people don't understand. And somebody said it on there. I don't care how outrageous the story is. I don't care how minimal it may seem or how big it may be to other people. Our job is not to determine all that. Our job is, has a crime been committed? And do we need to take the proper police action?
Gotcha.
That's it.
That's it.
So I don't care that he in a strip club paying his money and one of them strippers on the stage groped him. She committed a crime.
Mark was saying,
The same
he
way-
should have sued 55 Club a long time ago.
The same way they got rules about you not
touching
touching
them.
them,
Yep.
the same thing applies to
My
you.
point is that.
Now, here is the problem in the black community with black men.
Mm-hmm.
We so fearful of the police to the point that we have crimes committed against us every day, and we choose not to
Say nothing.
say a word about
I'm about to say.
it. And we give it every reason as to why. It's this, it's that. we even put the blame on somebody else because we as black men won't do what we need to do. You know something I hear every day.
Let's go, guys.
And I hear this every day. Every day I hear, oh, if it was a white person, y'all would do this. If it was a white person,
I know y'all do that all the time.
If it was a white person, y'all would do this. You know what I tell people sometimes? If it was a white person, they would call the police.
Joe said some women have started to see this as a
I'm going to call the police.
Joe said some women have started to see this as a payday or to destroy reputations. Go back to the Tyson case with Robin Givens. Women sometimes indulge in this mess. We as men now have to be on point. Brace said truth. Sean is the consummate professional.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and say this, fellas. I feel like, okay, it's fine with this accusation, but if it's not true, I feel there should be some type of ramifications on false accusers.
There is. There is.
And what is that called?
The same thing. Who did you just say? Nelly. The same thing Nelly is doing. If you file a false report, you accuse somebody of committing a crime, and you knew they didn't commit that crime, and we're able to prove that, then you can be arrested. You know what the problem is? A lot of people are just, their only care is what? Clearing their name. After that, they're done with it. They don't want to pursue it any further.
Right. I would countersue off the top.
People don't want to pursue it any further because guess what? Guess what it costs? Money. Guess what it costs?
It costs them money to do it. Exactly. But
you gotta understand.
I gotta pay to clear my name.
There is consequences and repercussions. It's just that people don't choose to do it. First off, what you gotta understand is you're basing it off of the celebrity aspect, off the entertainment aspect. But this happens all the time. This happens every day. Some people I just want my name clear. Some people, listen, it's over with. I'm done. Good. I'm tired of taking my family through this. I don't want to have anything else to do.
Okay, let me ask the panel this. In you all's opinion, what was the motivation on the women that spoke out on Tiger Woods? Because he didn't commit a crime. He just was addicted to sex. Am I correct?
For a payday.
Well, no, they wasn't for a payday. They just want notoriety.
Notoriety of what? Oh, I slept with Tiger Woods.
It's like, I mean, because it's something like in the range kind of thought process. He's like one of the holy grails.
Yeah,
he couldn't do.
Okay,
he couldn't do.
Okay,
he can do no wrong.
And they couldn't find.
And in the public eye, and me as included, thought he could do no wrong.
And don't forget. Okay. In all of that, there's a story being published, and you have guys you have women who they've slept with Tiger Woods, and they can get $5,000 for a story, or or proof, or whatever the case may be.
Right.
So in the extent, or the general term is 15 minutes of fame. They looking for their 15 minutes of fame.
Yes.
Because I slept with Tiger Woods. I might get a book deal out of this. I might get an interview on TV. So it's their 15 minutes of fame.
And that's why all
that came out. And then in his case, you have to look at it as how it was presented. It was never presented criminally. It was a moral thing about it.
Exactly.
And every day it was like, okay, now this woman comes out and says she was also with Tiger Woods.
But the thing about with his is it didn't catch the snowball effect because, women came out about him sleeping with him, but then it became a case of
adultery, hiding his
it was like,
and...
well, it's Tiger Woods. Like, he got all this money. He's famous. Why wouldn't women sleep with him?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
And that level was level was a level we couldn't begin to imagine.
It went from just being
I could fly you in from anywhere.
Yeah, it went from just being
to my pilot. Hey,
that to
Seattle, bring her back.
What they did was they wanted to break down his character morally as he's a professional golfer.
But on top of the world.
But on top of the world, but he's a husband. He's a father.
But they were already getting money from what I understand. Am I right? They were already getting money.
They really wasn't.
No, they were getting money. They were getting perks.
They was getting the perks.
Money.
But guess what? So Tiger may be giving me $1,000. You know what I'm saying?
I get more than you had
per
before.
session, and I may get to hang out with him or whatever.
Right.
But if I get this 15 minutes of fame right,
Uh-huh.
that's the rest of my life.
I might get $1 million book deal.
Exactly. So that's the rest of my life. So that could have been their motivation, or this is the spark I need to get my career off the ground. So it could be a number of different things. That's what I say with these and I'm not, just don't be naive to the fact that we hearing this come out every day, about these celebrities. Listen, not for nothing, but we can honestly say, I know I can, that this stuff happens in everyday life.
Regular people.
And that leads me to this, and it's everyday life that we live in.
Mm-hmm.
We go out this day, like Sean said to me earlier, when I was around Commerce Park, or I was going out not worrying about being, murdered or whatever. Now the lifestyle that I'm living now is like I can just go out, go to work, come home, not worrying about nothing. I can look to the left, I can look to the right, I can see police here, see police there, and not worry about nothing. So my thing is, a lot of stuff that goes on with the police officers in this world today, as we all know, going across the country from Minnesota, from Trayvon Martin, which is shout out to Jay-Z, who's coming up with a documentary about the Trayvon Martin story. And George Zimmerman got a nerve to say he's coming at Jay-Z.
Oh, man.
That might not be what you want to do. You might not.
Why would you be publicly saying that? Ain't that something?
You might not want that with Hov.
It's
not a crime.
Yeah, you might not want that with the Hov. So a lot of us get a
threat was a crime.
This borderline.
It's like, my thing is, it's like, at what point, like, we see stuff on the videos. We see stuff that comes across the news media. As they said earlier, media get some snippets or whatever. Not TMZ. I'm gonna say one thing about TMZ. TMZ don't put out nothing until they find out the absolute truth.
Which I don't mind. They got the absolute truth.
They find it out. They won't put that joint out. But I don't know if y'all familiar. Like today, what happened with the Chris Ballou, Ballew, the story of it's Chris Ballou. Out in Pasadena, California, he was pulled over a couple weeks ago. Ended up with a fractured face and broken leg. Nobody knew what happened. It was a routine traffic stop. Now, so what happened was, as Mo seen and Will seen it, they showed the body cam footage came out. Now, I guess, Sean's an officer of the law, like say for instance, you and somebody pull up to the scene, your body camera come on, does it come on automatically or what does it do?
You have to turn it on.
Right now, you have to turn it on.
Okay, boom. So now, y'all two at the scene. Now, us four come up to the scene. We have body cameras on too. So do we got to turn them on or do they come on?
You got to turn them on.
Okay, so what happened is their body camera was on. Mm-hmm. It finally came out. Then I think that's 4 of the officers came up too, and theirs was on as well. Mm-hmm. Now, kind of find out they pulled him over because he didn't have a front tag or whatever. Mm-hmm. Say his windows was tinted too dark as well. So they pulled him out of the car. Yeah, they pulled him out of the car. As we seen. All of a sudden, we don't, again, whatever transpired from the point of him sitting in the driver's seat to him getting out of the car, no one knows.
Okay.
No one knows. All you see now, all the body cameras are showing is that out of the car, got him on the car, that he so-called, they says resisting arrest. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, they put him over for a missing tag front. Mm-hmm. The front tag was missing in the tent. He ended up with a fractured face and a broken leg. Ooh. And as you said, the Rodney King thing, once you see the video, I'll show you the video after we go off the air. But once you see the video, Mo seen it. What was they doing?
Violating his rights.
Don't get Kashawn right there. Go ahead and say it.
They were violating his rights. Right?
They were beating his ass.
I want to look. I want y'all to see it because I don't know.
They was just violating his rights. I'll see it later, but yeah.
I'm gonna put. But go ahead. You quickly say he was violating his rights.
They were violating his rights.
Have you seen it?
I ain't have to see it. From what you're telling me.
You don't have to see it.
If you got a fractured face and a broken leg off of a tag not being on the front of your car, my public opinion is that was brutality.
You can help me with this because police officers got tough jobs.
They do. Oh yes.
And that one thing that stick with me is Sean told me one time, this is gonna stick with me forever. Like everybody's quick to judge us and do this and do that, but when that gun starts shooting,
I'm going.
You run away.
I run it too. Hey, guess what?
If I was a police officer,
I'm not knocking none of that.
And that's right.
One thing, I'm going home every night. That's my mentality. If I was
the word.
Hear me out. You haven't seen the thing, and you automatically said, "Oh, I know the police officer's wrong." that police officer has the same rights that we do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, and sometimes it becomes confusing to me if I stop you.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I ain't do shit. Am I as a police officer, am I supposed to be sitting there listening to that? How do you get that under control? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I ain't do nothing, man. Come on, man, get off me, get your hands. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man.
Now,
Cause I can see sometimes some of these guys get so disgruntled. Like how you say, it's a relationship with black men amongst police officers.
mm-hmm.
Sometimes you ain't got to be confrontational. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
so here's my license. If I'm in compliance, good. If
I don't even want to see no more.
So
we talk about excessive force and we talk about sometimes necessary force.
Brutality. The word is brutality.
Come on, I'm curious. Before I say whether I think they're wrong or right, I'm curious what Sean would say.
I'm just glad they didn't kill him. But at the same time,
Like the same thing.
how much does it take to subdue a guy?
The city manager's promise has
He's skinny.
body cam, camera video, as well as.
Yeah, but you know something similar. Well, it did, but it didn't get to, being so violent like that. But
We got no water in there.
the Redskin player,
I get your word.
the Redskin player who was just pulled over the other day. He said he was harassed by Loudoun County because he said he was doing like 39 in a 25 in a parking lot, in the shopping center parking lot, and he got out the car and they told him to get back in the car, was yelling at him and everything.
Because he's probably a big guy and they wanted to feel intimidated. I'm just saying.
Some police abuse
This
their
is
power.
public opinion.
But
This is what public
sometimes,
will do.
sometimes I think some of
They
them use
looking at
necessary
that.
force.
They saying that guy's the size of.
But
What's your size? And if I'm a cop my size, I shouldn't take 2 or 3 people to take you down.
Chair and Micah, this is the gas station.
This is it.
Chair and Micah, this is the gas station where that traffic stop turned violent. We want to warn you. The video
Chris Ballou, CHRIS BALLEW.
Stop acting like a dummy. These are
Stop acting like a dummy?
Unnecessary language.
You ain't gonna talk to him like that.
allegedly resisting arrest. Use your hand. All right, your hand right now. You want to act like a dummy, dude? No point, man, bro. This footage from a police body cam now being made public after bystander video of the November 9th incident posted to
The video was about Chris Ballou in Pasadena, California.
The driver, identified as 21-year-old Chris Ballou,
21.
can be seen struggling with officers. One of them repeatedly punches Ballou in the face, while the other strikes him in the back and legs with a baton.
Y'all can go to Google and type in Chris Ballou, BALLEW.
At what point is he resisting arrest? At that point.
And based upon the city manager's promise, has released the body cam camera video.
The body cam video was released today.
A city spokesman says the officers stopped the man because he was missing a front license plate.
Yeah, Sue Cravens, that's what it was. Thanks, Becky.
The city has released 6 body cam and patrol
Hey, Nicole,
videos.
and our condolences still with you,
See officers
who lost your mom. Our condolences still with you.
holds him up against his car. Stop. The man appears to be resisting. As
Is he
police
resisting?
try to handcuff him. As the situation escalates,
So how much force can he use at this
can
point?
be seen jabbing at the suspect with his baton. Ballou appears to hold on to it as he's pulled to the ground again
that
by
shit
the
hurt.
officer behind him.
That's his
Bystander
reflex.
video posted to Pasadena Now also shows the suspect and the officer struggling over the baton before the officer regains control of it. And Ballou is subdued.
Dorsey said, I saw the video. Police are scared bees with guns. F those sucker ass dudes. Police lie all the time. They use those statements to cover their actions. Pay attention to the bull crap.
See now what?
And they still, but listen.
The LA County District Attorney said it would not bring charges, citing lack of evidence. The unnamed officers in the video.
That right
Listen,
there is what people are upset about.
They still on. They still on duty. Patrol. They still on duty.
What do you think, Sean?
Now, before Sean speak, this is just what he said has nothing to do with the laws of today or nothing to do with the with the division he works for. This is just his thoughts and his this is his opinion.
Let me say this. First of all, just based on that video, seeing that video as a police officer, it would be hard for me to formalize a decent opinion, and I'm gonna explain exactly why I say that. So one of the biggest problems that I see in this country is people say, right there, what you saw, what's the first thing they was asked? Was he resisting arrest? So I'm gonna show you something. Stand up, Scott. I want to show you how something. So this ain't so
hey Rush,
yeah.
This is my boss watching. This is my brother who's an officer of the law now.
So this is not about
welcome to the justice system.
Size, none of that. It's about this. For whatever reason, I pulled Sco over, right? I got Sco out the car. I made a determination at that point that Sco is under arrest. I'm arresting him, right? Okay. Turn around. Place your hands behind your back.
Okay.
The cuffs is on Sco.
Right.
Did he resist?
No.
Did he do anything?
No.
He bigger than me. All of that. I said you under arrest. Right. He did what? He said turn around. Place your hands behind your back. Okay. Right. Now, turn around. That same scenario. I said you under arrest. Sir, turn around.
Why?
Place your hands behind your back.
Why am I arrested?
Sir, listen.
Do I have
placing you under arrest?
But I have a right to know why I'm under arrest.
Whatever. You're under arrest. Turn around. Turn around.
But you're supposed to tell them right.
But everyone's cool.
But once again, he's doing what?
He's complying.
Right. But now, take that same situation. Let's say I'm placing you under arrest for a suspended license. Turn around, sir. Sir, please don't listen, sir. Your license suspended. Don't listen. If you don't turn around, I'm gonna take it as an act of aggression. Sir, you need to turn around.
Okay.
Sir, turn around.
When you say that, you gotta abide by it. You gotta abide by it.
See, he's still going with it, but I'm talking about when they guess what they doing? They trying to hold court on the street.
Yeah.
And then say, guess what they said?
His arm was like this, right?
No,
yeah, one arm and he had one on top of the car.
But listen to what I'm telling you.
Okay.
Sir, place your arm behind your back. Keep that up there. Okay. Sir, place your arm behind your back. You a big dude. I gotta fight. Sir, place the arm behind your back. Right. Place both your arms. Sir. And then guess what you do?
So now you gotta get strong.
So guess what you say? Get off me, man. You can't grab me like that. What are you doing?
You're right.
What are you
doing?
You're actively resisting.
What's up, Diddy?
Okay.
Because you told him he's under arrest.
Right. Yeah. So listen to what I'm saying. Now, I'm saying all that to say, and this is what I want people to understand.
Okay.
Let's say the officer's wrong. Let's say the officer's totally wrong. You live in a country with a judicial system. When a police officer places you under arrest, you are under arrest. It does not mean you're guilty.
That's correct.
It does not mean you're guilty. And that's where a lot of people get that messed up. I'm guilty. No, it doesn't mean you're guilty. We have a judicial system set up in a way that we determine whether or not you are guilty.
You have a right to detain me for 48 hours to prove me guilty of
something. So guess what? So I place you under arrest for a suspended license. And you say, my license is not suspended. I take you in, I process you, you provide the paperwork that proves your license is not suspended, all charges are dismissed, and you're free to go. That's our judicial system. You can't stand on the street in the middle of Savannah and Congress and tell the police, I ain't under arrest and you not taking me. You can't do it.
You're right, you can't.
And when you decide that I'm not going to let them arrest me, yes, you are resisting arrest.
So let me ask you this then.
Yeah.
Why?
Dorsey said, you know what? Because he the one that said F the police and all that earlier. He just said, you know what? Great example, guys. Thanks. Ben said, thank you for explaining. We have to comply until we get a chance to prove yourself.
Exactly. That's it.
Let's go through the process.
But you know what the problem is?
And then, let me tell you about Sean real quick. And Sean is not always, he's not always pro-police.
I'm not pro-police.
Because, like, I got pulled over one time. I got pulled over Mississippi Avenue. I mean, again, like I said before.
And Mike can tell you, I lost it.
I got pulled over. Jump outs pulled me over. I was just getting off work. Wasn't doing nothing wrong. I had my phone in my hand. I wasn't on it. I was just basically driving, had the phone in my hand. I was biting on the edge of my phone. They pulled me over. So I'm like, why I pulled me over? He said, because of that, right? They said your phone in your hand. I said, I ain't knowing it. He said, but you pulled me over. I said, but you pulled me over for that. He said, yeah, but you know, license and registration. I said, fine. He said, can we search the vehicle? I said, yeah. I'm like, all right, yeah.
Violating your rights, right?
I didn't look at it because I looked at it. I'm like, good. I don't care. I'm clean. Yeah. But after the fact, I called Sean. I was like, hey, man, you know the police pulled me over? He's like, for what? And I said, you know, I told him because I had my phone in my hand. I said, they had to search the vehicle. He said, what you do? I said, I let them search it. He said, why the hell would you let them search your car? That's true. You should. And this is Sean talking. Now, this is not Officer Harvey. This is like my brother Sean talking now. He said, why the hell would you do that? I said, because I wasn't doing nothing. I was clean. He said, but who's to say they what? What they to put something in your car? Then what?
You sure?
And I was like, then I got the ass face look. I'm like, damn, Mo just needed one. So I'm like, damn. So Sean was real hot about that.
Because, and I'm gonna tell you what happens. So hold up,
don't say Sean, we deal with us better than other ethnic groups because I guess because Sean is black.
That's true.
I know you can't have a phone in your hand, Rochelle.
That's true. We do deal with each other better.
Aisha keeps saying guilty until proven innocent. It's the American way. Sean says it's not that. Yeah, go ahead, Sean.
But so here's the thing. You have so many people, and I'm gonna say this because trust me when I tell you, I debate anybody about this. We have so many people in our community that claim to know the law. And I challenge, we're not even talking about law school. I challenge every person today that's looking at this video, that's looking at this podcast. Mm-hmm. If you are not a police officer, I challenge you, go to your library, go on the internet, whatever city, county, state that you reside in, find the criminal law for that city, state, and county, and read it. Find the criminal law for it, and read it. And then you can sit and tell me, I know what I'm talking about. Because far too many times, we have people who, I know the law. How? How do you know the law?
I'm a good hood. I'm a good hood lawyer.
Did you go to the library?
And that's what Rochelle said. Rochelle Reed, which is a DC police officer. She said, yes, please go read it.
Right. Did you pick up a book and find out what it is you can and can't do? What is the law?
Hey, Sean, sometimes we get so emotional because we see so many cases of police brutality. People get away with it.
Right.
That when something like this come on, we just automatically say the police is guilty.
Right.
Like I'm not as passionate about the guilt of the police in this situation as I was in like when the police shot the dude that was in the car.
Right.
I don't see.
Hey Joe,
I see this dude miss. You know,
Joe, this is one of the reasons I called Sean today at work. Like I need you on the show tonight. That's why he's here to try to educate. And I've been wanting Sean to do this for a long time to come on to educate. Which he's going to tell us in a minute about what we should and shouldn't do when we get pulled over. Go ahead, Mo.
See the way you address. Oh,
but I don't see like when I watched that, and it was interesting to see Sco didn't even
What's up, twin?
Automatically say the police were guilty.
Yeah.
Like when I'm looking at the joint, I'm looking like I understand the police got a tough job. I look at a guy that is to me resisting arrest.
Right. And and you have that right.
And like you said, you made a good point, man. We're not gonna do court on the street. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
I tell you what, lock me up, and if you wrong, we'll go through the process.
That's it.
Come on.
See, and let me tell you something else, and I don't want to jump on top, but let me tell you something that people do.
Hold up, Rochelle said, which is the officer of the law, she said a guy was walking down the street smoking weed, and talking about he was smoking because he thought it was legal.
No, boy.
Exactly.
See,
but let me tell you something else that the media sensationalizes and people miss. What did they stop that guy for?
Missing front tag.
For a missing front tag.
And then once they pull him over, they said something was kind of...
So they stopped him for a missing front tag, and then the media said, they said he got stopped for a missing front tag. And he ended up, and then went straight to, he got a broken leg, and then, okay. Guess what they never said?
But
guess what they never said? You never heard, what did they place him under arrest for?
Right. It wasn't for the broken tag.
Right. The media didn't tell you that.
Right.
So guess what, Sco?
That's my problem.
No, but guess what, Sco? That's the general population. Their thinking is oh, he just ain't had no front tag. How all this happened? There's a natural progression. Okay. Guess what?
That's not. He's telling us right now. Twin said you got to do what the F they say, no matter if they're right or wrong.
No, it's but there's a natural progression, and then there's laws on the books that establishes why we can make arrests. Now, hold on. Now let me explain something to you. So at some point they stopped this. They stopped this man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He didn't have a front tag on his vehicle.
Okay.
They're also saying that the tent he had on his vehicle was in violation of the state law, city law, whatever law that is.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
every state has a tent law. So don't just say California.
Oh,
every
Texas,
state.
no.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Theirs is just darker. You can get 55%. Go on to 55% in Florida, and you're gonna have a
5%, right? 55 would be clear. I thought the higher the number is clear.
Listen what I'm telling you.
Okay. 55. I've never heard of 55.
Okay. 55% light comes through. Once again, read the books and you'll understand that.
But that's what I'm saying. So, what's 35?
We're not going to get on that.
We're
not
talking
going
about
to
that
get
later,
on
but I'm
that.
like, damn.
Hey. So, with that being said, you have no front tag, tent violation.
Okay.
At some point, and I'm not defending them, at some point,
Okay.
they asked him to step out the vehicle.
Right, that's the part we don't see.
That's the part you don't see. So at some point, they asked him to step out the vehicle. The part that we also don't get to see is what are they placing them under arrest for? Because in certain jurisdictions, simply not obeying my commands is enough to be placed under arrest.
Which sometimes you don't
What's up,
understand
Jarrell?
that part of it.
Because
like they violated his rights when he said, "Don't be a dummy." You know,
No,
they be
stop,
calling
stop,
them all out
stop,
with names.
stop,
That
stop.
stuff like that.
Stop.
I feel like that's unnecessary.
Stop.
That's unnecessary.
Hear me out, Sean.
Is it against
Because
the law?
just now you never disrespected me. You said, "Sir,
Right.
sir." Don't
Right.
be a dummy. Come on, bro. It's certain ways you talk to people as a human.
And
being.
that's where the resistance
Listen,
starts
And that's
coming
where
in.
it comes in. Like,
Listen.
call me a dummy. Like, dude, what's
And I
good?
understand that. And I understand.
Hold up.
This is where you have to understand.
It's like they provoke
you
you.
have to
Boy.
you have to utilize
You gotta use your smart.
the tools that are in place.
Okay.
The same way that body cam video works for us,
It can work for
it
you.
can work for you. It's called the Freedom of Information Act. You can get that, and you can civilly go after him for defamation of character or whatever.
We are informative
but
tonight, baby.
You have to know how to use this stuff. So if you, I'm gonna just give you real quick my scenario with that same situation.
Right.
You have no front tag. Your tent is in violation. For whatever reason, I'm trying to get information out of you, not cooperating. It leads me to believe it might be more going on with this vehicle. Step out the vehicle. I step you out the vehicle. I'm trying to get you under control. You telling me what you stopping me for? Why you doing it? Sir, you're not listening to me, sir. So listen, if you're not going to listen to what I'm saying, sir, I'm going to place you under arrest for disobeying. How you going to arrest me? You can't arrest me just like that. Sir, just calm down. Let me place these cuffs on you. This is for your safety and my safety. Guess what? You like, nah, get off me. That's how the natural progression you lead to from one thing to another.
Now you're being a dummy.
Simple traffic stop. This was a simple traffic stop where you didn't have a front tag that you could have got a ticket for, but
Can I ask you this?
yeah,
Does that warrant that man beating him with a billy club across his leg?
you're not listening to me.
I hear you.
No,
but
no.
does that warrant to get that far?
I didn't go that far, but listen to what I'm
Okay,
telling
good.
you. What I'm saying is, now when I tell you I'm placing you under arrest because you failed to obey my commands, and you decide on the street that's not enough for me to arrest you.
So you make your own decision.
You understand what I'm saying? You're making a determination that I can't arrest you for that. That's not the place to do that.
You're right. Okay, now.
Hold up, my guy Rush said with Rush's I think he's Indian, so of course he looked like He said he was profiled. He was driving the Cadillac, and then he's wearing a fitted hat. He got pulled over, and they searched the car without any reason, and then gave him a warrant for tent. Aisha say, why was he even taken out of the car?
Exactly.
I thought it was just a ticket. He only was supposed to produce license and registration. Dorsey said, I had family and good friends. I turned to a situation. So Sean, no compliance automatically means resisting arrest. Name calling is a trap, strong-minded. Men say, that's why I tell my sons comply and we will deal with the rest of the crap later.
Exactly.
I want you alive.
Yeah.
I
Right.
say if they turn the body cam on, if they turn the body cam on though. Those say manners go a long way. People need to know how to talk, period.
Yeah.
Rochelle says, at Aisha case law, Maryland versus Wilson gives officer the right to ask to get out of the car of your passenger.
Exactly.
Okay, Aisha said, okay, thank you for clearing that up. Now that I know, body cameras are on as soon as the call is dispatched. Darren said,
You're supposed to turn your body camera on as soon as the call. No, as soon as the call is dispatched to you,
Darren
you're supposed to turn
said,
it
this
on.
all sounds good, but it's cops out here to injure and kill blacks and other ethnic groups.
Absolutely.
No matter if they comply or not. Aisha say, the guy named Sean said they turned on themselves. He just said that again. Mark said, Mike, the officer pulled me over and I had my license and registration already in my hand. Do I have to say anything to him?
No, you don't.
Okay.
So basically, and
I want to ask the question, the tough questions. Harvell, you pull up on that and you see them beating the holy hell out of this guy. 4 cops on one guy. I know you all have a code of brotherhood. We all blue or whatever.
How you know they got a code of brotherhood? You was police?
All cops, no. I got family in police that they got a code, man. They go
So,
by.
hold up.
They got a code.
Okay, wait a minute. Do you have a code of brotherhood?
It's funny that people say that.
Y'all have to hold them to your own, right?
Let me just be honest and let me explain something to you. People always say, I know y'all got a code, y'all got this and that.
No, Marcus, you don't got to do nothing else if you give them your license and registration. You
we
don't have to say nothing to them.
we don't have a code. It's just an understanding that we protect each other.
That's my point.
That's
So,
understandable.
with that being said, that citizen is down there being beaten half to death. You're pulling up on the scene. You're a good standing officer, and you're looking at this. At what point do you say, hold up, guys? It don't take all of us to do this to this guy. But you're going to have a button lip policy because you can't come out and say, hey, they should have did that.
So stop right
Let's go
here.
get these codes and buttons.
But you're not going to
stop.
Am I right or wrong?
No.
You mean you partners?
But this is.
I can't
this
say what
is-
you're doing
So
wrong.
let me explain something. Okay. What you
Good question, Scott.
what you need to understand is, and don't take this away from each individual officer. Once again, has accountability on what they do, how they act, and all of that.
Right.
Now, I hear so many times that people say the good cops gotta do this to the bad cops. They gotta do that to the bad cops. They gotta do that. Understand something. And I'm gonna be devil's advocate.
Okay.
You're a good cop.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a bad cop. It's known that you're a good cop.
Right.
It's
Hold
known
up,
that
Sean.
I'm a bad cop.
Hold up, Sean. He said he want to hear from you. If he get pulled over, if he give the license and registration in his hand already, do we have to say anything to the police officer?
So, and let me explain to. I hear what he's saying. I hear
No,
what he's
because
saying.
he keep asking.
Yeah, I hear what he's saying, and let me explain it to him. This is the best way I explain it to you. If the officer is giving you courtesy, it's only respectful for you to give him courtesy back.
Okay.
That's true.
Now, if there's certain questions that the officer is asking you that you don't want to answer, that's fine as long as it doesn't violate the traffic stop. And by that, what I mean is, if the officer walks up to you and he says license and registration, you got any guns or drugs in the car? Sir, here's my license, here's my registration. I don't have anything in my car. And you don't have to say anything else.
Okay.
Now, the thing about that is what you're saying, the question he's asking, and I kind of get what he's asking. Listen, I'm not telling you to be fearful of the police. I'm not telling you to be afraid of the police. I'm not telling you have to do everything like just like they say by what. No, what I'm saying is, why would you make that situation a controversial
My name
situation?
Marcus Morgan.
Right.
If it doesn't have to be.
But
If they stop you, I'm gonna give you a prime example how I would do it. Hi, my name is Officer Harvell. The reason why I'm stopping you because you were speeding. Any reason why you were speeding? Whatever you may say, you say, okay, license, registration, insurance, I'll be back with you.
Right.
That's all I really need to say.
Okay.
Are they gonna ask you questions? Yes, they are gonna ask you questions because for whatever reason they feel maybe something's going on with your vehicle, something's going on with you. They do. It's up to you to answer the questions the way you answer, but please understand, it does not give you the right to be nasty and disrespectful to an officer that you never met before that you know nothing about.
Hold up.
Don't. I'm giving them an attitude because I don't like the police and I ain't got to do what they say do.
I don't agree with
Okay,
that.
well, you're taking that situation and you're elevating the demeanor.
But what?
And hold on, and you put an officer in a position for him to understand our job. If I pulled you over and you were speeding, and that's all you were guilty of, and we're having a decent, courteous conversation, then there's no reason for you to be nasty. If you start acting like there may be something, I, as an officer, may determine, hey, this guy might be trying to hide something. Or maybe this guy got something going on. But let me go back and check his license and registration and see how everything turns out. This is how our job works. So now I go back and check. I see you got insurance violations. I see you may have a suspension or whatever the case may be. Now I dig further because that's the job of a police officer. Because guess what? What we don't think about is a person driving on the street with no insurance. Y'all think that's nothing. It don't mean nothing. That's serious. It ain't that serious at all. It's a lot. Because you go out here and you have an accident and you kill somebody, you hop out your car and run away because you know you ain't got no insurance and somebody left dead. So it's a lot to it. So the main thing is, first, I'm not telling anybody just comply to everything. But what I'm saying is, don't make the situation worse than what it is.
Don't escalate it.
You got stopped by the police. If they tell you up front what they stop you for, that's a great thing, thumbs up. If they don't tell you, if they nasty, if they say, I asked for your license and registration, I'll tell you what, okay, sir, thank you. Because guess what? You can fight all this stuff out in court if you do it the right way. Because that's our judicial system. Trying to fight it out on a back road with no lights and just you and the officer, that's not smart.
You can't win.
It's not smart.
Dorsey said people need to understand also it's an investigation as well, so that's true,
Right.
Sean. Back to what Sco was asking you about your code, your policy, your code, you know.
But I was gonna piggyback off that real quick. What if the officer coming up? So, what you doing in this part of town? You look like you live across town. Are those necessary questions that an officer have to ask? What are you doing? I'm grown,
This is what
man.
I'm saying.
Why can't I
Once
be
again,
anywhere in the world?
I understand that. Once again, one.
He gonna answer.
No,
Listen,
I'm
no,
asking
no,
you
listen to what I'm
so
saying.
why would the officer
Listen-
start by asking a
listen-
question like that?
So listen to what I'm saying. One, what you deem to be a necessary question is on you. Like, I may deem it to be necessary, you may not.
Okay.
Also, the other part is, it's not about what you can and can't say. It's about reaction.
Right,
How
that's
you react
tough.
to it.
That's
You see
tough.
what I'm saying? Because, yeah, he may ask you, what are you doing in this part of town?
Yeah.
You may say, sir, if it was me,
You don't feel like that's a
listen,
violation kind of question?
that's not a violation. Listen to what I'm saying. If it was me, the way I would answer that is, sir, I'm not sure what you pulled me over for. Would you like to tell me why you're pulling me over? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they
And then,
they
so
don't-
hold on. So then he say, well, I'll let you know that, but I want to know what you're doing over this side of town.
Right.
So I don't.
That's a
I
question
don't
on the
listen.
officer's part.
I don't believe I need to answer that question, and I'll just stand by. Here's my license and registration. It's how you handle stuff.
All right, let's see how you
This-
handle this
this a tough
question.
one.
So Aisha says, ask Sean if he gets a call and he gets to the scene and it's his daughter that was assaulted. Do he turn on the body cam or do he take the perp into your own hands? Your partner is with it. Do you stay a cop or what?
So my very first question is:
Too close to the case.
Is she asking about
more to pay
now?
Who's that?
Marcus.
Now?
In today's society, she asking about now.
Okay, real quick before Sean answer that. Sean wasn't always a police officer. Sean is from Southeast, right, by way of Brooklyn.
And the reason why I'm saying that, because with that question being asked, first off, understand this: there's a record of everything that goes on with the police department, and that's what people need to understand. When that call comes in, when that call was sent to the dispatcher, when the dispatcher sent that call out, when the officer answered up for it, when the officer responded on the scene for it. So guess what? I get a call for my daughter being assaulted, and I get on the scene and I find out it's my daughter. The very first thing that I would do as a smart officer is call my supervisor to the scene and have another unit respond, because I know how I'm going to act.
But
as an officer, and it's my daughter. And everything is recorded.
But in accordance with that, when it comes across that dispatch that is Officer Harville's daughter, how many police officers are going to be there?
Probably all.
See,
I mean, but you have to have an understanding of how the police department works before you answer that.
damn, Davina, how you know where Sean grew up at? Sean grew up.
That's Davina. Davina know me well.
She said Sean grew up in Stand Notes.
Yeah, Davina know me. What's up, D? Hey,
Wow.
D. But the thing about that is,
that's Davina Archie.
but the thing about that is, let's say I get a call for an assault. So there's a couple of different things that you all may not know. For instance, on our computer screen, we get the call taker, we get the location, we get the time the call was sent out, we get,
all that comes across the computer in your car.
Who made the call, all of that. So we get that information.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I get to let's just say my daughter got assaulted, but one of her friends called, and I get to that scene.
Hold on, what they call your personal phone.
Even if, okay, so let's just say my daughter got assaulted and they call my personal phone.
Mm-hmm.
The very first thing I'm going to say to my daughter or her friend, call 911.
Right.
Call 911. Because guess what? Yeah, I'm mad, I'm upset, it's my daughter with all this. It could be all of that.
But you got to take care of your daughter. At the end of the day, you need your
Right.
daughter.
You gotta be protected.
Not only that, but guess what? They can get there and arrest the person that did it faster than I can.
Right, because somebody may be close.
Because where are they calling from?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Is it in my district? Is it in my area? Is it their area? You know what I'm saying?
Let's pose the question. Let's go around the horn, though.
Right. So this common sense thing.
You got, Sco, you got daughters.
Mm-hmm.
What if it was your daughter and you a police officer? What would you do?
Yeah, I mean, I would go.
Let me throw the disclaimer. Hold on. Let me throw the disclaimer out here. And this is for all of y'all in podcast land. It's your daughter. She got assaulted. All this and that. You're a police officer. Please believe me. If you commit a crime, they're going to throw the entire jail at you.
Yeah, because you know
Not
better.
the book.
You know
the entire jail.
Because you definitely know better.
You got daughters.
I got daughters, but I'm telling you.
You got to go by that book.
My livelihood, if I'm a police officer, this is how I take care of my
Your family.
And I got more control over my temper than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got
I
it.
mean, come on, man.
Because what good are you doing?
This
What
ain't
good are you
87.
doing your
Right.
family if you go out there, assault somebody, kill somebody, get locked up, get put away? Now, guess what? They're out there left alone.
Right.
You no longer are providing. You're no longer taking care of.
I don't want my family to go through that.
There's a lot that goes with that. But please understand, what I would charge black people to do is, it's not be more compliant, because I don't think that's the problem. The problem is be more knowledgeable. You need to go out.
Not hood knowledgeable.
No. Not that hood lawyer. No. Go to something that they built called a library. It's free. If you can't go to that, get on the internet.
How often
Get
do
on the
these
phone.
laws change? That's the question. Like,
That's
when
what-
do we get to vote on these laws that keep constantly changing?
Exactly, Mo.
Like the tent laws and things like that. When do we get to-
Exactly, Mo.
No, because last time I checked, 35% is legal.
Okay. Let me go back to the tent. So let me explain something to you.
Okay.
You're hearing it, but you don't understand it. You're saying 35% is legal. Okay.
In the state of Maryland.
But no, hold on. Before we get to that, let's go back to what Skull was asking earlier before I interrupted the situation about the code.
The code.
Your code.
Yeah. So, back on that.
So
when you pull up on a situation like that, do you just stand by and watch?
No, you don't. And that's what I was explaining to you.
Okay.
With the good cop and the bad
What's up,
cop
Rick?
thing. You got to understand something.
Mm-hmm.
You're the good cop, I'm a bad cop. Okay?
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to do anything in front of you that can get me arrested, because I know you're a good cop.
Okay.
I know you're going to testify against me. I know you're going to get me locked up. So when people say, well, the good cops has got it, listen, the same way they don't do that in front of everybody, they don't do that in front of the officers that they know will report them, that will put them out there, that will start an investigation. They won't do that in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
That's first off. Second off, you're looking at it from your point of view, okay? Now, let me tell you about my job, what I would do.
Mm-hmm.
if I get a call, let's not say I get a call. You get a call, you're on the scene, you come over the air, you're saying, hey, I got a guy resisting, you're yelling, I got a guy resisting, he's fighting us and all of that, and then I come to the scene. Mm-hmm. My first responsibility as an officer would be to get this scene under control. Okay. That would be my first responsibility. Now, you say, you're talking about, you bringing things like size, this and that. All of that is not known. And you have to remember that. Like, we don't know. Mm-hmm. When I get to a scene and I see you hitting this guy, and let's say he's 5'2", 115 pounds. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Is the guy on PCP? Did he punch you? Did he punch you in the face first?
I don't know.
You know, were you trying to put his hands behind his back?
Really,
and he kept twisting away from you?
No, I said.
You know, like
I said, when you pull up and you see 5 cops on one guy, you're the last guy on the scene.
Right.
And you see that. Hey,
once again,
don't take these.
That's why I said once again, my job is to get the scene under control.
So are you going to sit down on the pile, or are you going to stand there?
It's to get the scene under control. But you don't know what is going on. You give me that, that's a blind scenario, because if I see 5 officers on this dude, I don't know what they're doing. You gotta understand, you're saying that to say, like, the Rodney King situation.
I quote unquote said you see them beating the hell out of this guy.
Right.
You pull up, you see this going on.
That's the Rodney King situation.
Just like this guy right here. This guy was Billy Clinton in the leg while the other guy was punching in the face.
Once again.
What is
so now, what I would do, hey, let's get the handcuffs on him. Move him out of the way and try to get the handcuffs. That's me. But every situation is so different. So you don't know what's going on. The Rodney King situation was something entirely different. You had this man on the ground on his knees and 5 officers standing around hitting him. That's an entirely different situation.
Exactly.
But you got a guy on the ground twisting and turning and pushing and kicking and saying, get off me and all that.
Okay.
He's actively resisting arrest.
Okay.
And our job is to try to get him under arrest. Now, guess what? I don't care how big you are. I don't care how small you are. I don't care how strong you are, how scared you are, whatever. If you don't want to be arrested, you're going to fight, you're going to wiggle, you're going to squirm and all that. And guess what? It's hard to get you under arrest. That's not something that's easy to do. People say, oh, y'all trained to do this. Listen, you can't train somebody to just what you did right here in the scenario we did. Each time
I done see people get tased and drink that shit like water.
Yeah, wow. But each time that I asked you to turn around and place your hands behind your back, you did it. There was no problem.
That shit on me.
But the day when you decide that today is not the day I'm turning around, it's gonna be a problem.
Well, you know what though? But with all these brutalities and these killings going on lately, people are resisting arrest because they don't know where you're gonna take them. They don't know if you're going to take them off in the woods and kill them and say, oh, well, this and that. Because the body cam wasn't on from the get-go in this situation.
Let me read
so
this.
It's like he don't know what's about to happen.
Where did we miss?
Rochelle said, pulled over a car yesterday but no front tag. I asked her, was it any reason her tag went out in the car? She said she didn't want the holes in her car. Respect. I gave her a verbal warning and told her she could buy the bracket license plate that comes from under your car. You know, respect goes far.
Exactly.
Dorsey said, check the emotions. Rochelle says, online laws. Tyrone said, Twin said, be more humble as well, be aware of what's going on, period.
Right.
Aisha said, really good TV answer. LOL. But thanks, guys, you're great. There are great cops out here. There is corruption in all occupations.
Yeah.
It's just that the guys out on the front line, be safe out there and make it home. Keep your morals and respect always.
But that's my thing.
Aisha, a police officer?
I don't know if she's a police officer. Now, Rochelle's a police officer.
But let me say this.
No, Rochelle with the balloon. But hold up. Rochelle said, Sean, explain the scope. We had a dude on PCP. It took 6 people to get him under control.
Yes.
PCP people have strength from hell. Mario, which is a police officer as well in Richmond, he said people don't understand how job what we go through or see. Marcus said officer, people not going to stand there and let them, just beat them and then don't move around. Twin said, ask him, did he ever try to lock somebody up off that water?
Yeah. I had it just happen to me recently. And it was a 5'1"
off the water?
Yeah. It was a 5'1",
There's water still out here?
115 pound.
Hold on, first of all, water still out here?
Yes.
Wow.
Black woman. I was working.
Oh,
I was working at the school. She stopped in the middle of the street on Stanton Road, took all her clothes off, school letting out, and she started walking up the street.
The baby's got to see that.
Yeah, and so
Stanton Road is no elementary school right here.
Oh,
Give me that shot.
on Douglas Road, on Douglas and Stanton Road, and so guess what? I got out behind her. I get on the air. I'm telling her what I got.
Hold up, Sean. Hold up real quick, Sean. It was a lady.
Right, female.
So you can't really do nothing.
We got to call
you
female
can't.
officer in.
Because you're a male.
Stop. That's another seat. Once again,
Another
that's a
one.
stereotype.
Thank you. Because, I mean, I'm just asking.
Right.
You don't know.
That's a stereotype.
Because a woman will tell you, you can't touch me. You a man.
Right. Now, that's what's called a courtesy.
That's deep water right there.
What we're gonna try to do is, if it's available, we're gonna have a female respond to that situation and deal with that that female. If it's available, if it's feasible,
right.
if we have the time for that. But if it's a situation where, in this case, she took all her clothes off, she completely disrobed. There's nothing on. No shoes, no socks, no underwear, no nothing.
She just out there butt naked.
And she starts walking. I get behind her. I call for units. They arrive on the scene.
Hold up. So let's clarify what you mean you get behind her, please. Can you
I'm walking behind her and she's walking up the street.
I'm about to say, you a bitch. Get behind the nigga. Hey, Sean, come on, baby.
So, and that's another thing. Funny that y'all say that, but that is a part of our job, being able to clarify what it is you're saying, because it means something when you say it in that term. People take it differently. Right. But so I'm walking behind her. I go on the radio. I get officers. The closest officers to me are
Hold up, wait a minute. Where was this at?
On Stanton Road.
What are you doing over there?
I was working part-time.
Okay.
Don't do that.
The reason I asked Sean, I know where Sean works at, and I know that's not because that's Ward 8. Like hold up, wait a minute. If I got a little clout in Ward 8,
So the first officers on the scene were there. So
I got this.
It took us males, 3 males, to get her under control, to get a blanket around her, until we got female officers on the scene that could assist us in dealing with her. So it happens. What I would try to get people to understand is that it's a case of the police have been in a community for over 200 plus years, okay? And the police are gonna always be in a community. That's not gonna stop. That's who we are, that's what it is, whatever. My challenge and charge to you is learn how to deal with the police.
Right.
Okay.
In community, right.
In your community.
And that's including you too.
But I think it's vice versa as well. They got to know how to.
And it's vice versa.
Right.
Because exactly. That's why we take sensitivity classes. That's why we try to learn all the things that we learn to deal with the community. That's why when these guys are brought, when they come onto the department, they're put with veteran officers like myself who attempt to teach them how to deal with the community. Know the culture that you are being charged to police. Know what their culture is. Know what their likes and dislikes. Know how they interact. Learn all of this stuff about the community you're policing in, and vice versa. Learn about your police officers. Learn what their jobs are. Learn what it is they can and can't do.
Let me say this. Becky says, at what point does excessive force become excessive on the officer's part? Who determines that, Sean?
But let's go back.
Hold up. What determines excessive force?
Shit. So we have a panel who will.
Because Rochelle said when the person is contained and you still using force like ASP or pepper spray and they cuff.
But Sean, hey Mike, I'm asking this. What we watched tonight.
I'm talking about this.
At what point? What point would you say that officer, if you say he used excessive force, at what point did that video show that?
It's a lot of questions to be asked in that video. For me, as a police officer, I'm like, if he was resisting, why wasn't the taser used instead of the beating part?
That's my point.
But it did, again,
Man, Slim,
So
was that guy ever detained? In your opinion, as a police officer, was he ever detained?
So at some point, I saw them walking away with him.
What's up, Todd?
You know what I'm saying?
Really,
They had him
Todd?
walking away, but even at that
You
point,
terrible, Todd.
where they were walking away with him,
Was he under control?
Can you tell Todd he terrible?
Todd,
Stewart.
oh, man, hey, Todd. I was supposed to be down there with you in Miami doing a 5K back when you was connected to Serena Williams.
I'll tell you about the story about that too. I'll tell you about that later. But go ahead, Sean.
but so
holler at me, baby.
with that situation with him, here's what I'm going to say about that. And once again, these are my opinions. These are not any police
good question, Mo.
and not any police department. From what I saw on there, there's things about that I would not do. Okay. There's things that I would not do.
But was he? I got you. Go ahead.
Did I see things on that video that I, as a police officer, would consider excessive?
And
yes,
that,
I did.
But you know what that goes back to? I think that's what Skull was getting at earlier when he was asking, like, you put up on that scene as a cop and you see them beating them. Like, what do you do?
Right.
That's what you
So
said.
that's what I said.
Yeah.
And what's the first thing I said?
Y'all got discretion.
Maintain
But what did they
control
teach y'all
of
to
the
do in
scene.
that situation?
But how?
What do you mean?
When you say
Well, like you said you got sensitivity classes, right?
Right.
But I'm pretty sure you got some classes on how to deal with people that's not
fellow officers that kind of
Not
violate.
the officer, I'm talking about like you trying to retain. Like,
So first
like
off-
score a big
Right.
boy. If I'm a police officer, I'm not playing with him.
Right.
So basically, when you pull up, so basically, you about to
So I
profile
cost
him. No, wait a minute, no, because you basically you profiling him. So when
Exactly.
you walk up on the car, you like,
Yeah, like hold up.
No. Okay, let me say this.
I live this
'Cause
every day.
I understand what Mo's saying. So let me say this, okay? You can't be taught how to deal with an aggressive person.
Okay.
You can't be taught that because we don't know what's going to work. Because Sko may listen to you, he may not listen to me. You understand? I may tell Sko to do something and Sko don't do it. You may say, hey, Sko, because you know Sko.
Well,
Hey,
how about
stop, hold on. You know him or whatever, and you call his name, he see you, and now guess what? He feel comfortable. Whereas he don't feel comfortable with me. So that's why I'm getting the resistance and you not. So
It's about how you say
so
it, not
so
what you say.
no so
That's what I feel.
we're not taught that. So the main thing is trying to get the scene under control. Some people, the best way to say this is my level of threat is not your level of threat. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what people need to understand. They think there's a borderline across the police department. There's not. Do we need to weed out, like, even though I know it's a part of my job, one of the phrases that I hear all the time that even I cringe and I hate the phrase is, I fear for my life. I don't like that. I don't like that
oh, they
phrase.
say that quick.
Because
Your life with
it
man.
takes away from us and what we do and the actual reality of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? If I'm trying to place you under arrest and you keep grabbing your arm away from me and you keep pulling away from me,
Like Skull was
and
saying,
fearful. I understand you're not trying to be arrested, but that's not enough for me to pull my gun out and shoot you.
okay.
For me.
That's what Mo was saying earlier. Like,
For
you scared to get-
me. I understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For LaShawn Harvell, that's not enough.
But this
For somebody else who feel that way,
Like them punk ass cops, like
that, you know,
like
for
Joseph
somebody
said, a lot
else,
of these cops are just suffering with guns.
I don't know.
Right.
But that's for me. Now, to answer Skull's question, if I pull up and I see officers doing
You see Officer Mo, you see Officer
Yeah, right,
Will.
doing all of that, let me tell you what I'm going to do. Me as an officer, I'm pushing them off of that subject.
Okay, great.
I'm pushing up.
Great.
Get
That was
back.
you
Get
looking
the
for.
fuck back.
That's
Get
what
back.
I'm
Get
looking
back.
for.
Get
Because
back.
guess what? Because guess what? Say y'all jumping on me. You pull up. You know me. I'm a big guy. But guess what? I'm autistic. So I don't really come to and autistic
Can't
people don't like
comprehend.
people touching me.
Right.
So
But
you
that's
start
why-
fighting in that.
But once again,
and they take that as hostile.
Right.
But you come up and like, wow, hold on,
but-
get off him, man.
but
I
that's
don't
what
even
I'm
know
telling
him.
you.
He's autistic.
But that's
See?
why I'm telling you.
But how do you do
Like,
it?
hold
How
up,
do
like
officers that
Vincent
don't know
said,
that
like, hold
would
up.
be that
Yes.
situation?
Like Vincent said, hold up.
Situation is
Vincent say, I hate to make a racial issue, but I always worry about people being pulled over. I always worry about being pulled over by white officers. Mario, again, like I said, he's a police officer. He said, try restraining the person that's just shot himself in the face with a 12-gauge shotgun and goes for your weapons to finish himself off. Blood everywhere and family jumping on your back. Dorsey said, if everyone had their own guns, no need for police. That's not true. He says, as long as they, the class, Dorsey says, as long as they, Vince says, Dorsey, as long as they had classes on how to use a gun. Todd said he was abused by the police. He said, in Dallas, he was a Dallas cop sprayed him with pepper spray.
Right.
Greg O'Shea said, we have a code of ethics to follow. Todd said, police officer is the same as a firefighter or a mailman. Where's the community? Todd said, where's the community policing? Bernard says, because everyone has a gun, it does not run towards the gunfire like an officer will. Rochelle said, Todd, I'm not the same as a firefighter. I'm not going to burn a building.
Well, me personally,
Ben said, we all wait for that. Community service provider. Man, Todd, what did you do to get pepper sprayed?
You gotta reach out.
Like you grew up in Southeast, right?
Hold on. What you would say, Will?
Here's my thing on that video. Not once did we hear a word from the young man.
Not yet, no.
Because it went from him being out of the car. We didn't even see what happened when the officer walked up to the car. Because you said once you get to dispatch, your body cam's supposed to come on.
You're supposed to turn it on.
Right, so
they don't have that button to shot.
So we don't even know if the video was edited before it was even put out in public.
I think the media is the worst animal out there.
Because
they're gonna do whatever they're gonna do.
They have to sell
newspaper. They gotta get you all geeked up.
Controversy sales,
and they're gonna show the parts of that video that's gonna make you emotional.
And we got it.
But there's parts of the video that's missing.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
what happened to him getting out the car?
Right. Because please don't tell me. I don't want to hear that mama coming up on here interviewing, talking about they hurt my baby and all that. He is not no damn angel. I'm sure he was cross-eyed, with the answers, probably what they was asking him on the question.
Because you know what? He felt big.
He felt
He got all y'all stopped me for my tag missing and my windows tint. That shit ain't nothing to stop me for. Y'all had nothing else to do but mess with me.
Right.
You know what
But beating an unarmed man, I'm sorry.
But you know what else gets people? So the same thing I told you. You felt
Hold up. Todd said he got pepper sprayed or whatever because a lady friend he was with, I'm not gonna say who the lady friend probably was.
Okay.
We all know. A lady friend I was with touched the police horse walking past.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
that must have been in Ocean City. Oh, no. Ocean City didn't do that. Because
say,
the horse is a police officer, right?
Well,
you know that.
The canine is a police officer.
Let me explain something to you, Skull, because you made a statement that I just want
take
you.
this call.
No, you can't.
I want you to understand. You said something to the effect of a beating of an unarmed man. Okay. Let's just understand this. We're trained to always understand one thing. Mm-hmm. In any call situation, whenever we get,
the media is crazy, bro.
How many guns are on the scene?
Say it one more time.
In any situation, any call for service, anything, how many guns are on the scene?
Each officer has a gun.
It's always
so they could wrestle it away.
It's always hold on.
Listen,
there's always one gun on the scene. That's first off. Okay.
What do you mean one gun?
An officer.
Oh, the first police officer.
Yeah.
Once an officer comes on the scene, there's always a gun on the scene.
I understand.
Right, because you don't know what I have.
No.
He's saying
Even if
that
you don't have
okay.
you unarmed.
Okay.
But I'm there.
You can wrestle it away.
Anything can happen, and you can get my gun. There's always a gun on the scene.
Right.
That's first off. Second off, you cannot see what you're taking is what the media is using to sensationalize a report. Because what they say to you is an unarmed man. That's the first thing they say to you. There's an unarmed man. The police beat an unarmed man. There's an unarmed man. They say all that. And that's what people key in on, an unarmed man. Okay?
So y'all gonna say that he's armed because there was a gun?
No. Stop. You're overthinking it. It's not we're gonna say that there's a armed man. It's just that you, as a citizen, as an individual, find out all the information before you rush to judgment on they beat an unarmed man. Find out what's going on. There's been situations where
right, we don't know.
There's been situations where an unarmed citizen has got the drop on a police officer and beat him to a pulp and took his gun.
I understand.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand.
So don't.
At that point, beat all hell out of him.
It's not that.
I'm cool with that.
No.
I'm talking about this fact that he was away from his car.
No, listen.
Over by the gas pump.
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying.
How did he get over there?
What you need to what you need to do is the same thing that most good police officers do. Whenever they hear a situation like that, we don't make a decision until we hear all the facts in the investigation. You can't make a decision because you don't know. You're stating that he was unarmed and he was over by the gas pumps. Well, clearly on the video, when they was walking him away from his car, they had one arm behind his back and he still had the other arm out.
That alone right there is outside of protocol, because why would you walk him away without cuffing him first?
Stop. Wait, see, there you, but hold on. There you go, making statements that you have no knowledge of. Why is that? Why is that out of protocol?
It's the question. I'm saying.
No, you said that's out of
I
protocol.
got you, Todd.
Okay, my arm is behind my back.
What's the protocol?
Your plan is to put me in cuffs, right?
What's the protocol?
I'm asking you this question. If my arm is behind my back, yo go. He said, "Give me your hand." There goes to get his other hand behind his back. Now, when they were walking him away, if he still wasn't cuffed, then what were you asking for his hand over there on top of the car for?
How do you know he
you
wasn't
asking
fighting?
for the other hand to put him back.
Because
They walked.
Listen.
Hold
on, listen. Let me explain something to
He
you.
was tired.
Let me explain something to you. No, let me explain something to him. They was trying to get his arm behind his back.
Yes.
They couldn't do it. But for whatever reason, he chose to walk away from his car, one arm behind his back, without the other arm being
For
cuffed.
whatever reason.
For whatever reason, he chose to do that.
Right.
We're going to go with what we can get. If I can get you to walk away from this car with one arm behind your back, that's what I'm going to do.
Because we don't know. Because we don't know if you don't know if there's a gun in the car or not.
Right.
Now.
Hold on. But now, I got you away from the car. Now I'm telling you, sir, you're under arrest. Place your hand behind your back so I can place you under arrest. And now he decided he ain't going to do it.
I'm fine with all that. My point is this. From the very get-go, on where I say these officers were wrong, was they never turned their body cam on when they got out of the car, like you said that they're supposed to do.
Right.
That, in turn, said that, okay, maybe they're up to something. This is public opinion now. This is why everything is going to be thrown through, like how to get from the car over there. It's too many bits and pieces. Had the officers been on the up and up when they pulled them over in the first place, the body cam would have been on the whole time, and that's their proof to say, this is why we did what we did. And they didn't do that. So now that leaves up speculation of brutality. They did that to themselves.
Real quick, Dorsey said he dealt with Leos in 5 states, whatever Leos may be in the DMV.
Law enforcement officers.
Law enforcement officers, okay. I can honestly say this area has the best. Much respect for Leos in the DMV. Todd wants to know, what is the role of a police officer? He told me to ask you that. What's the role of a police officer? That is the standard because it's on the side of the car. But Todd wants to know what's the role of the police officer.
Each jurisdiction has a different motto or standard for their police department. But the role of a police officer is to keep the peace, to maintain the peace, and to serve the community that they police in. That's the role of a police officer. But the biggest thing that I think any police officer would want every citizen to know is, please don't judge me off of what an officer did.
Don't judge you off of what I did.
In 7 states over.
Oh, no.
No.
Right.
You say that, but
right.
the reality is,
Yes,
is
Todd,
that
maintain the peace.
we are judged based on what other officers do or in other situations.
You're right.
Every situation. Listen
day.
to what I'm telling you.
Right.
Every situation that ever has occurred with the police, that occurs with the police, or that will occur is different from the previous.
That's true.
So you can't judge
But
me.
you get blamed
Right.
for that.
You can't judge
for the
me
killing in Minnesota.
based on what somebody
That's a
in
stereotype.
Washington State did, because guess what? We don't have the exact same training.
No, same
We don't have the
goals.
same mindset. We're not in the same community.
That's
We didn't grow up in the same culture. So what I perceive to be a threat, you may not perceive to be a threat. What I perceive to be detrimental to the community, you don't see that as being detrimental to the community. You know somebody who smokes PCP all the time, all they do is get high, run down the street butt naked, and that's the end of it. But hold on, but for me, the first time saying that, he's a danger to everybody.
That's why.
Hold up.
But I'm about to go into that. So, as a captain, why don't you place people that are from these type of communities in that community? Why would you put a white officer from Connecticut in Southeast DC?
You can't.
They're going to see threats as different than you would see them because you grew up in that area.
You
You saying they can't do that?
You
Okay.
can't do something like that.
But that's what they've been doing in New York. Because in New York, they're saying they're putting these type of officers in the boroughs where that type of stuff is going on, and that's what they're doing. They're profiling. That's what the officers came out and said. Remember that?
No, listen to what I'm telling you. I understand. I understand that's what they said, but understand something. There's certain variables to all of that. Okay?
Okay.
And you have to look at, first off, you have to look at your applicants. Okay? Look at your applicants. The system can be manipulated, but you still have to look at your applicants. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Like, for our system, I don't believe that you need 60 college credits to be a police officer. But when you do that, you cut out a certain number of applicants because a lot of applicants don't have that requirement. But based on the people that you get in, you can't point that. You can't just say, I'm gonna take all the white guys and I'm gonna put them in Southeast. Can't do that.
Really?
That's just not gonna happen.
We're on a commercial break.
Oh my God. Bumpy said it's bad when the police get profiled and killed by the police. Rochelle said, Sean, you need to give him the real or fake gun test. Like, I don't know, none of us know what that is.
The real or fake gun test?
Yeah, the real or fake gun test. We don't know what that is.
I don't know what the real or fake gun test is.
And Todd said, like you said, but it goes for police officers, but it goes for criminals too. As we were saying earlier, but Todd, it's not true. Sean just said it. A police officer is not the same in all. Todd said a police officer is the same in all 50 states. We don't agree with that.
Hell no. I know.
Dorsey said people profile all alike, vice versa. He wants to know why you, like when Scott was asking you about why you can't bring your applicants, why you can't bring the Connecticut dude or whatever. He was like, why can't they?
No, it's not. It's not that you can't do it. So don't get me confused. I'm not saying you can't do it. Yes, you can bring anybody from anywhere.
Hold up, real quick. But what he said that's true. Like when we had all the ones from the same area.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She said,
The Dirty Dozen.
Look back at the Dirty Dozen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
But that's what I'm saying.
See, yeah.
There's variables to how that works. Do you want to do that? Yeah, you want to do that, but then you getting into what? Segregation. So you're going to tell me what you want is I'm only going to put black officers in black communities, white officers in white communities.
No. I'm just saying, if it could be a black officer from Hollywood, if he's from Hollywood, put him in Hollywood. He used to that community. He knows what a threat is versus you would know what the threat is over there.
But
That's all.
I know you're saying that, but what I'm saying is that's not your only applicant.
I'm saying.
Right. So you can't do that. So I'm from Connecticut.
Yes.
I come to DC, I apply, I fit all their requirements.
Okay.
Are you gonna hire me?
I'm gonna hire you. Guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put you up there on 16th Street in that jurisdiction by the White House.
Why?
Because you can deal with that community.
How do you know that?
You know
See
what
I'm saying?
How do you
Hold on,
know
wait a
that?
minute.
Connecticut
Have
don't
a
have
profiling, but
Wait a
it's
minute.
still
So what you did was
You profile.
You just profiled.
I did. You're right.
But how you gonna profile that person but trying to train me not to profile?
I said that community.
But you're profiling me to put me in that community. But how you not gonna but you're profiling me. I can't work in this community because I come from Connecticut, so you put me in there with these people.
Right.
So you're profiling me to not profile somebody else.
Like you said with the applicants. If I'm gonna sit you down, I'm gonna say, okay, how would you deal with this situation? I'm gonna say, okay, well, how would you deal with this situation in this community? You said you know what a tweaker looks like. This person might not know what a tweaker looks like. You saying, oh, I know how to deal with that certain situation. They may not know that. But you just said that earlier.
But if you're a police officer, you are being trained to deal with all types of.
Right. You're being.
That's true.
Listen,
But
no. You're being trained as a police officer. So first off,
hold on. She was talking about the fake gun test. She said it was a shooting of the child, and they shook.
Right.
And they said, how come the officers didn't know the gun was a toy?
Right. No, I know what she's talking
about.
That's hard. That's hard.
Dorsey said, good point, Sean. So they all intelligent assholes. Todd said it's supposed to be uniform policing. That's not always true. Rochelle said citizens was yelling and protested they didn't have to shoot them. They should have known it was a fake. It was a gun was fake.
What she's talking about, and I was going to get back to that, but she's talking about the real or fake gun test. So what that boils down to is this. You have a situation you're presented with. You have to, in a split second, determine whether that gun is real or fake.
So basically, you got a split second of life.
So they make guns right now. They make what's called replicas, and a replica is an exact. It's an exact replicant of that gun committed.
Yes,
However, it does not fire.
Correct.
So now, with that being said, no, everything about it is real except for it doesn't fire.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not gonna know, and I'm going.
I'm not gonna know.
I'm
gonna
going
bust your head.
Hold on. Let's go back.
I'm gonna bust like
I'm not even gonna play with you.
But it's a child.
But
I don't care.
I will go
Choose
through
a
the
shit over the
process.
rap with AK-47. What do you say?
So you have, and then you have.
You gonna say you gonna kill somebody?
But then the thing is,
I didn't say I'm gonna kill someone. I said
What?
in a split second, a replica that looks exactly like a 4.5, I'm shooting.
Right, you don't know. So that's the thing. But guess what? Though?
It's not. I mean, it's unfortunate and it's hard to say, but this is my life.
I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6.
That's when somebody said that.
Stop. So now when you hear "fuck 12," you know what 12 means.
I know.
Sure.
That's what it means.
Right.
So, and what she's saying about the fake gun, the fake and real gun, it's a situation of you're being put in a situation where you don't know. You have to make a split-second determination that, guess what? We as a panel, as a people, we get to sit back and what? Monday morning quarterback that.
Yes.
Why would he do this? He couldn't tell. No, it's 6 o'clock at night. It's twilight.
Right.
He's 10 feet away. All I see is he
y'all
holding this and doing this.
Or but you know what?
This.
But you know what? It's very easy for us civilians to say what we would do because we're not in that situation. And it is like that in every job. If I come and I tell you what I'm going through on my job, you're going to say to me, "Well, this is what I would do."
Right.
I would go,
but all that time to think
but
about
when you sit in my office and there's 35 applications in front of you, you're not going to know what to do. Right. So it's easy for someone like Todd, no disrespect to Todd, but he said that he's going to assess the situation walking on the scene. Yeah. In an active police situation, you don't have that type of time. And I know that not being a cop. I know that being in situations where they straight up, I'm from Brooklyn. They straight up shooting. Yeah. So even me as a civilian,
you still watching, Becky, get my front door, please.
As a civilian, I'm just hey, they shooting. Let me assess this shit. What?
Yeah, okay.
It's not happening.
I don't even want you on my police force.
It's not happening.
You're right.
It's not happening. It's a hard spot to be in.
Ben said, I just want somebody who understands me in the community. Lorenza says the officers need to be trained to be handled the area that they are in to be more equipped to what's going on at the area they're in. Those it happens every day in small towns all over the country. Todd said what you do is assess the situation before walking onto the scene. You know, you drive to a playground with a child there by himself. Vince said, but no, officers want to go home to their families too.
Yeah. Thank you, Vince.
Becky said, when you have officers transfer, come to
I need Sean to come home.
Right. Becky said, when you have officers transfer, Becky said, when you have officers transfer, come to a new state, do they go through additional training according to the community where they would be stationed?
No.
Todd said, if you were in Cleveland Park, they wouldn't be so quick to shoot. Todd said officers are quick to shoot in our community. Rochelle told Becca they train you to be a cop and you don't know where you're going to be assigned.
Exactly. You
Don't
don't
know
know
about sight. Really, Marcus?
You don't know where you're going to be assigned. And understand something. Let's take DC for instance.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take Southeast DC. Pretty much all your you know your
That's where we all from.
know,
That's where we all from.
They know Southeast DC. How many different communities is there in Southeast DC?
Quite a few.
You got Berry Farms, you got Stanton Oaks, you got Pomeroy, Wellington Park, you got Congress Heights, you got Parklands, you got so I named like 6 or 7 right there.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
So do you think we actually had the time to teach each officer how to deal with that specific community?
Nah, and then
We
you
don't.
got
So now with that being said, it's based on the applicants we get. Guess what? Mo is from Delaware. Sco is from Pennsylvania. Mike, you from West Virginia. Will, you from Florida. All y'all looking for a job, right? As a police
On
officer.
the 5. You're right.
Y'all are looking for a job as a police officer in DC hiring. So we supposed to turn y'all away because y'all not from DC?
No,
No, we're gonna bring y'all on.
saying
We're gonna bring y'all on. You gonna get some sensitivity training, but guess what? It's still up to each one of y'all
Discretion.
as an individual to learn how to
Because
deal
of
with
that
your community.
right because if
that
Will,
you're
like you said,
placed
okay, you said Will from Florida. Will might be policing in Little Haiti, which is
Or pork and bean.
which is
Ghetto.
with the ghetto project. So you can't. Will come up to DC. He can't treat the DC ghetto the same as he treat the Florida ghetto.
Sure.
Right.
Sure can.
And so let's say
But
that's
he
what
does have some type of
he's been
sensitivity
used
to
to
it,
being.
He's from DC, Bunky.
But let's say he's been policing in urban Florida, urban cities in Florida, and he come up here, he gets stuck in Connecticut. Is it fair that when he shoot on Connecticut Avenue, he goes shoots a white person up on Connecticut Avenue? Is it fair to blame him and say, for him to use the defense where I never policed in that type of environment? Can he use that? You think
No,
that's
but
right?
say so let's take it to a state like I was just about to ask you. White guy walking down the street with an AR-15 over his shoulder, which is right in his right, the Second Right Amendment. Walking down. You're an officer. You see him with his assault rifle, but you can't do nothing unless he's doing something wrong with it. He just has it over his shoulder. So how do you approach that situation? Now, if it's a black man, guess what? Sir, get on the ground. This, that. Get away from the gun. That's going to happen. And they did that on, I don't know if it was a Facebook tell. So it's like, how do you deal? As an officer, I know it's tough because I'm seeing a guy with an AR. Guess what? Like, hold up, man. What's going on?
So there's 2 answers to that. And the first answer is one, if the officer knows his job, he knows the state that he police in, he knows the laws of the state he police in, he should, keyword should, handle both situations the same way.
The same way, right.
Officers don't. Do people have their own beliefs? You have to understand that. While I'm a police officer of 18 years, I'm still a person, and I still have my own beliefs, and I still know what I know, and do what I do. We can't account for that. You can't account for it. We can't account, and nobody can. Is the white guy going to be treated differently than the black guy?
8 times
Probably
so.
Probably so. Should he be treated differently?
No.
No, he should not. But you can't make your argument off of that. That has to be something. No, listen. That has to be something that is known, and then a solution is built upon it.
I'm gonna get you, Todd. I'm gonna bring you on.
How do you deal with that situation though? As an officer, I'm asking you as an officer.
Listen to what
I'm
I'm
an
saying.
officer, but I also know that's a gun that can
Listen,
shoot.
as an officer,
once
once again, as an officer, you should deal with the situation, be it a white man or a black man, you should deal with it the same. I don't know how you may deal with it, but it should be the same. So if you see a black guy walking down the street with an AR-15 in a state where he can own it legally, and you still feel the need to come out your holster, put the gun on him and tell him, hey, get on the ground, place the weapon on the ground. That's the same situation you should give to that white guy. Come out the holster, put the gun on the ground, place the gun on the ground, get on the ground. You should do it the same.
Dorsey said this goes to the point of having officers that identify with the community they serve. I see white officers show up show so much patience everywhere, but when the black community they don't. Rochelle said, I'm from Southeast. I work up in Northwest. I treat them on whomever with respect. In 1-7. Lorenzo say, so what's up, Sean? Shaking my head. I need you to call me after this. I would like to try to bring this to some of the other communities where everybody can hear what's going on and let them know that all officers not the same. Talks about stats show it. Rochelle said the same thing what you just said, Sean. Shoot, a man with a gun is a man with a gun.
That's what I'm saying.
And
That's
talks
what I'm
about
saying.
name 5 white kids who were shot by a police officer. We don't know. And Rochelle turned around and said, Todd, I can name 10. Todd
You
said,
just
see
don't.
white
It's
police
just
fight,
not
people fight.
sensationalized.
Yeah. My thing with this is that we have to be educated, like Sean said. Like at some point in time, we cannot just take to it. We can't do hood law.
Right.
We can't get into.
Can't keep hopping on
we
the
can't, and then we
bandwagon.
can't be in the police. We can't be in our car. When Sean pulled me over, I can't be in my car because he got my license registration, and then I get mad because another police car pulled up. Because first thing we thinking, I'm going to jail.
Right.
I'm about to go to jail.
Right.
So we need to educate ourselves, and we got to understand that. I know we see videos all the time. We see people. We make our own assessment. As we saw live earlier, when Sko first see the video, he immediately blamed the police. We seen that. He immediately blamed the police.
Before seeing them.
Yeah, and we don't know. Again, all we seen was him outside of the car. We don't know what point they got to being outside of the corner, outside the car. We don't know how it became a situation to get to that
For the
point.
record, I'm just talking about as far as the man been punched in the face and the billy club to the legs simultaneously.
Right,
That's
but again, as Sean said,
There's no
and
speaking.
Sean said
That's
that
just
he
all I'm
would
saying.
have came on the scene and try to de-escalate the situation.
Right.
But we also have to know. Like Mo said a while ago too, that we got to educate ourselves. Like, you know what? I'm not doing nothing stupid. If something go wrong, I'll fight it out in court, and the truth will come out. So we as people we don't know hood law. We don't know the law unless you go to the library and read it. We don't know, like Sean told us. The library is free, internet free. You always do your smartphone.
I just got one statement I want to make, and I might get in trouble.
Make your statement, and then tell us briefly what's the procedure we should do when we get pulled over.
I might get in trouble for saying this, but they have an account on every police department to pay out. So understand that. They do have an account to pay out. So sometimes people think, oh, they're not going to do this. They have an account just for that. Now, to get in a traffic stop, whenever the police get behind you, they activate their emergency lights. They pull you over for a traffic stop. This is what I would give you.
Thanks, Mike.
And this is what I've done since I've been a police officer. If it's nighttime, I turn on the lights inside of the vehicle, I roll down the windows, and I give them common courtesy.
That's if you get pulled over.
Whether I'm right, wrong, or indifferent, I give them common courtesy.
Just to make them feel comfortable.
Make them feel safe.
Comfortable. Safe.
Understand something. When an officer stops you and you see another car pull up and another car pull up and another car pull up,
They get nervous.
it's not about they're nervous, they're scared, they this, they're that. It's not about that. Every traffic stop is supposed to be done with at least 2 officers.
But
If officers are doing it by themselves and he goes over the radio and he states that he has a traffic stop, officers are responding. They're not talking to each other and they're saying, oh, well, I'm going to go, Mike, you don't go, or Mo, you don't go because I'm going. They don't do that. No. Sko got a traffic stop. He by himself. Once he tells the dispatcher, I got a traffic stop and I'm by myself, Mo decide I'm going to go.
Because Mo close.
Mike decide
Close by.
I'm going to go. Will decide I'm going to go. And then I decide I'm going to go. And we all show up. Now it's 5 officers there. It's not because of you.
We was all in the area.
We was all in the area, and he got a traffic stop by himself.
So what are we doing about it? We just sitting there talking. We just conversing.
We just conversed.
sometimes they say, are you
Because
good?
he's the only one that's checking your license. He's the only one that's checking your plate. And the rest of us are standing around. Now, it depends also on how many people in the vehicle.
True.
If Sko stop a vehicle by himself and there's 4 people in the vehicle,
Of course he need all of us.
guess what? He coming, I'm coming. Because he got a traffic stop with a car. He don't know what's going on. There's 4 people in the vehicle.
Right.
Also, listen to what I'm saying and please understand me by what I'm saying. I don't care what your prior involvement or circumstances was with the police prior to this traffic stop. Treat it as this is the first time you ever came into contact with the police. You have no reason to be nasty. You have no reason to be inconsiderate. You have no reason to be disrespectful. You don't have any of that. So what? The officer that stopped you is a white male. He's asking you for your license and registration, and he said you were speeding. You think, oh, you only stopped me because I'm black, because my window tinted, because I'm driving a Challenger, because I'm driving a Charger, because I'm in the neighborhood. Cut all of that, because that's not the place for you to handle that.
How you know I'm
license, registration, and insurance, here you go. If you have a problem with that traffic stop, every jurisdiction I know, there are ways that you deal with it. For us, it's called CCRB, Citizens Complaint and Review Board. File a complaint with the proper personnel. I believe he profiled me. I believe he stopped me for no reason. I believe he was nasty. I believe he was inconsiderate. I believe he said things that violated my rights so he shouldn't have said. Is a way to handle it.
You know what?
You cannot handle it on the street because that's not how we handle it in the United States of America. We don't handle everything on the street. We handle it in a court of law.
Could be for the though we ain't got time.
That's where you handle it at.
Yeah.
You can't tell an officer on the street, I don't think you know what you're talking about, and you can't arrest me. You know why? Because he has been sworn in. He's been authorized to make an arrest on the streets of the United States of America. That's his job. Stop telling him what he can't do. That's not where you tell him that at. You take it to court and you show him that's not what he can do. And that's how you do it.
All right. Thank you. So that's what I'm saying. We have to be more informative about stuff that we know, that we think we know. We really don't. That's why Officer Harvell provided y'all. Y'all don't know, go to the library. Go on your internet. You're on your smartphone all day anyway. Rochelle said 1400 I Street for the Citizens Board. Just in case y'all didn't know. So, man, I mean, I think today was imperative for me to bring Officer Harvell on here because there's a lot of things that people, we think we know. We think we got all the answers because, again, we go back to what we, as he said earlier, street law. We don't know Jack. And you don't know Jack, and I don't care what you've been through, we ain't been to none of them boards, and we ain't read none of them books. Mm-hmm. And it's imperative that we need to know what goes on behind a traffic stop and what we should do and what we shouldn't do when we get pulled over by the police. Yeah. Because we don't have all the answers. We don't have all the answers, Sway. So we need to understand that, though. So I think it was a very informative show, and I'm glad that we was able to get all this information in. Todd? Oh, trust and believe. I will have Sean back on, and you can sit down with him because this is what he can do. And I will have Sko too, because you know Sko loves to debate that situation. The date is January 13th. We will, along with Let's Be Clear, we will be helping the homeless again. This time we will. We don't need any clothes. We got like 8 bags that we donate to the veterans. We don't need any clothes, but we will need is coats. We need coats. We need blankets. And we need donations. We usually don't ask for monetary donations, but this time we ask for monetary donations. And the reason being, we're going to get with Dunkin' Donuts or either McDonald's or something, and we're going to have coffee or hot chocolate for all the homeless people because it's cold out there. So January 13th will be the date. The flight will be coming out soon. Also, tomorrow, Let's Be Clear, we'll be airing at 6:45. The ladies will be live. So make sure y'all tune in for that. I want to thank Officer Harvell for coming in. My main man Mo again. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Because he had his own thought process about the police. He hated the police because he got locked up. I had to go get him out. I remember that. That was like 15 years ago. You know, Mo wasn't always an honest dude. No, I'm playing. I had to make sure Mo was woke. I'm just playing about that. Thanks, Sko, for coming in. Sko provided great questions again. Thanks for Will. You know what we do every week, man. We want to thank y'all for tuning in and spending this 2.5 hours that we just did with y'all. Oh my gosh.
They are getting grief behind the camera for.
Hey, we appreciate all the love, man. It was ridiculous. So thank y'all for tuning in. Tomorrow, Let's Be Clear. January 13th, flies coming out next week. Hey, make sure y'all have a very, very Merry Christmas this week.
Merry Christmas.
Happy Hanukkah
Merry
from all of us at Mike's Corner.
Merry Christmas,
Thank y'all
happy
for tuning
holidays.
in. Mike's
Baby,
Corner,
it's
we
cold
out.
outside.
We out.